No. Oh god, I'm tired. I'm just kidding, everyone. We're full energy today. Welcome to the stream. We shall begin with what we shall end with, and that is utter stone cold peace of mind through Hydron. Yes, there are many builds to prepare, and I'm going to prepare them right now. Actually, it's not really that many, but there are a lot of things I need to work on at least, or like try out. Target, Owen, hello. Welcome to you both. Looks good. Bam. Bam. Avidmo and Flying V, hello. Welcome. Bell, hello. Oh, so many people. This is always how it is with the YouTube streams, and it's really nice. It's exciting to see all of the people come out of their little holes to say hello. Salmon, hello. Mokofi, hello. Make one of those Hell Wukong builds with all the health and energy mods. Health and energy mods. Target, we did a whole stream about that. You should check it out. It's super good. In fact, that was last YouTube weekly stream. Yeah, this time last week we did that. You should totally go check it out. There's a stream archive of it on my channel. It was really fun. And they nerfed it, but it's not worse. So, oh god, this thing needs this weapon needs Jesus. And by that I mean, oh man, ooh, wow. All right, we're gonna have to work on this. Honza, hello. So many people. Taoist, hello. Ninja, hello. Floor Inspector, I assume you're Ruins. Hello. Make a build and try to get your crit damage to 1 million. Big numbers don't matter. Chimichanga, I don't want to encourage people to care about like large individual damage numbers. I would much rather do like damage in small chunks and teach people how powerful that can be. Like this weapon doesn't look good, but it's amazing. Like that's why I want to show people this weapon. I can leave the you know, do a 1 million damage critical or whatever to people like Distant Observer. Does a plenty good job making videos about stuff like that. I just want the old Tellus Boltes back for the original Skater Boy Neja. Yeah, I know, I kind of agree. It was OP though. I don't know. It was cancer. Target, the Glaive Airburst build contains the build you're talking about. It's that build too. There's room in that build for the Airburst combo. Spinning Exalted Glaive Glitch works with Sigma and Octantis. Wow. Does it work since the patch? Because it got patched. That got patched out. But it might still work. Who knows? Maybe they forgot to fix that one. That's so funny that it worked with that. How bizarre. Oh, because I guess Sigma and Octantis is probably coded as a sword and shield that's also a glaive, right? I guess that makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense. Okay, I'm not surprised anymore. JJ Biggie, hello, welcome. That was a trial and a half, but chat finally loaded. Yeah, boy. I want to see how Rage and Hunter Adrenaline working in a Wukong Wukong build. Well, target on point, that's what I'm saying. The build that you see in the Glaive Airburst video, that is that build as well. It just doesn't have both mods. It only uses one because I don't think you should use both. You already will never die if you have one, so using both doesn't help. It does do something. I mean, you will have more energy, but you don't need the more energy. So I don't recommend it. It is a large gain. Like you do get a lot more energy, but it's not that strong. Primed Maglev, dude, sweet. It's right at my, oh my god, new Skater Boy build. Primed Maglev. That would be spicy. Oh baby, nice. Wanting Skull Null, hello. welcome to the stream. I guess we have to get like legit Octavia music too. That's another thing that needs to happen, because I don't have the spam song, which is what I should have. I guess I could just make it, but I'd like to have music I actually know too, because Octavia is coming up in my build video series too. Should I put Hunter Munitions as a replacement for Heavy Caliber, or should I put Munitions in along with Heavy Caliber? They're not related, so you definitely shouldn't replace it. But if you mean like you have one more slot and you're wondering Heavy Caliber or Hunter Munitions, it depends entirely on the weapon. Just like with every build question in this game, it depends 100% on the weapon. So tell us what weapon, and we will talk through it. It makes a gigantic difference which weapon you're talking about. I would say in general, if Hunter Munitions is good on a weapon, it is better than Heavy Caliber. Overall, if you demand a objective answer, I would say that Hunter Munitions is objectively more powerful than Heavy Caliber if the weapon has consistent criticals. But Heavy Caliber is also very good, and it is they are very different mods. They do very different things. What if Prime Maglev is too much slide? There's never too much slide. No, never too much slide. Chimichanga, for Soma Prime, Soma and Soma Prime, you shouldn't use Heavy Caliber because you'll miss headshots. It reduces the weapon's accuracy hitting headshots, and because it's critical, you lose a lot of damage that way. So no matter what, I wouldn't use Heavy Caliber on Soma Prime, but I would use Hunter Munitions. It's quite good on Soma Prime, yes. I totally would. Maiming Strike or Focus Defense? Get out. No, stop. Having 2 would make the need to reload the Defy, so you don't need to refresh every 10 kills. Target, you would still have to. There would still come a point where you would need to, and it's really not a big deal. Like, it's not worth an extra mod slot just so you don't have to refresh every 10 kills instead of every, like, 20 or whatever, in my opinion. But if you're not interested in doing the Glaive Airburst thing, I would definitely go ahead and add it. Like, you will gain something. It's really not that good. Like, I have done it, just to clarify. Like, that is something one of my patrons is really excited about. And it is really good on, like, Warframes that need the tank with, like, quick thinking. But it's not that good on Wukong. You just don't gain that much. You already barely have to refresh Defy, so don't make it easier. Swedish, of course I remember you. I feel like you've asked me before if I remembered you, and I did remember you. Hi, welcome. What Octavia build is this? Oh, I'm formatting her. Octavia is coming up kind of soon in Framework. Not this week, I don't think. But soon. Probably in, like about 3 weeks, I think. Maybe sooner. So I just want to make sure that she's ready to go. I basically know what build I'm going to do, but I'm not going to tell you because that would ruin the surprise. But you won't be able to tell. I don't have very much Forma on Octavia, so she needs a bit more, which is why I'm adding some. And I also need to Forma the Torrid for one of the builds in the next week. So we're doing that as well. But we will do whatever you guys want, really. If people want to ask questions, if people just want to talk, if people want to hang out. I'm not going to stream for forever because I'm dead tired, to be honest with you. But I really wanted to stream, and there's stuff I have to prepare, so I wanted to share that with you all. Yo, Torrid is good on like no mods. You know, not no mods, but paltry mods. Damn. You know, I knew, you know, people know Torrid's good. You remember that time when you walked into Void Lasers in a Lewis Spy mission? Yeah. Yeah. Let me go back up because I missed something. I didn't miss something. Yeah, definitely. Anyway, about the 100 munitions question, definitely do not use Heavy Caliber on Soma Prime. It's a very large damage loss because of missed headshots. Missed critical headshots, that is. 100 munitions is great. Yeah, one thing I will say is, like, because Heavy Caliber reduces headshot accuracy, and Hunter Munitions is good on critical weapons, on which you should try to get headshots, I would say they're a bit conflicting. You know, like, you want Heavy Caliber on weapons that don't have crits, because then you won't miss your critical headshots. Generally speaking, not always, not only, but generally. And then you want Hunter Munitions on weapons that do hit their crits, because it needs the crit, and then you are getting headshots, so you don't want Heavy Caliber. Anyway, you get it. You get it. 20 minutes to get my Bobbin Prime. Oh, baby. Oh man, it's gonna be a good time. I haven't played Vauban in so long. I played him so much when I got him. I was so thrilled when I got him. But I haven't played him in a long time. I'm excited for his framework. I have some good stuff. Although Vauban is kind of one of the more like the anti-jank frames. It's hard to make him janky, like, and you know, fun. Like, he's fun on his own, but it's hard to do something like weird and what a lot of you will say, which I don't personally like that much, is off meta. There we go. Hold on, let me bomb this doorway so they all... Ooh, juicy. Ooh, baby. I love this weapon so much. It's been so long. Time was, people considered this as good a weapon as it is. It is a very powerful weapon, and time was, people thought it was. But nowadays, I don't think people do. It is time to reintroduce the world to the Torrid. Oh, spicy. Yeah, Amazines, it will be fairly late in the order, I think. But I do want to do it kind of soon. I haven't done Vauban content in a while. I still need to work on it. I'm at a loss for saws. I've already built the ones you spotlighted, and I'm wondering which others I should build. Well, Nazco, I don't really recommend that you build others in the same category, and I covered all the categories. So I agree. I'm also at a loss for what other Zaws to build. I could see, you know, for example, if you only want covert lethality, you could build a dagger that is just the maximum speed and doesn't care about min-maxing. That could be good. Besides that, you know, I don't know. Perhaps, what I will say, Nazco, is perhaps when they rework IPS damage, there will be a good reason to make a Zaw with a different strike, because we'll want a different damage type. If they really do annihilate slash damage, which they probably won't, in my opinion, but they might, then you might want a different one. But the current changes suggested for slash damage, which again, I don't think they'll keep those unscathed, unchanged. But if they were to, then it would be good to go even more for slash, because the more slash damage you have, the more damage you do. Anyway. But yeah, no, I agree. There's if you really do min-max them, it's not like you're gonna build like 10 Zaws. I would say it's not really meant for that. You know, make the cream of the crop. Ben Talbot, no spoilers about what? I'm not gonna spoil you on anything. What is there to spoil? I'm not gonna spoil anything. Yeah, I mean, Banish, go for it. I'd be interested to hear. I don't really think you need to do that, because you don't gain anything for going like a long time in missions, but it would be interesting to hear, of course. We no Vauban cheese then? There's lots of Vauban cheese. So we can have any Vauban cheese you want. What's your opinion on the Cortec? I think it's good. It's a little boring, but it's good. I think it's funny that Shy like hates its guts. That makes me laugh. I kind of think she's wrong, but it's not wicked exciting, so I don't know. I can understand not loving it, but it's pretty good. I don't know. I don't really see what the problem is. I guess I would say that. We're gonna make this a V. I don't know why I put a D on this. I'm a moron. I didn't understand overcapping very well, like time was, and I just like overcapped the crap out of everything. I would always put the same kinds of mods like on everything, and it was stupid. And now I'm not going to do that anymore. With the Acolytes and all, do you think we'll see a nerf to Maiming Strike? No. I think they already said they won't do that, so I definitely no. I definitely do not think they will change it. If they were going to do that, they definitely would have done it before before putting the Acolytes back out. So I am almost positive they will not change it. Mao. He said, like, the cat, you Zandified your carrier prime. That's awesome. You should totally tell me. Show me. Tell me about it, but yes, show me. That sounds cool. How? Like my color scheme, or did you put my logo on it, or tell me. That's so cool. I like the Xandifying things. It's a challenge because the colors of my logo are really loud and annoying, you know? Zandy, what's your Octavia song? At the moment, nothing. I mean, it's something, but I don't, you know, I don't know what it is, and it's not a good song. Oh god, forgot to mallet. What's your in-game name? My in-game name is the exact same as my channel name. Banish, that sounds fun, but I think Volt is too squishy for it. I think he would die running around getting the keys. I only worry about that. And I think the Trinity might need protection a little bit more. Maybe not, maybe not on an excavation as much, but still a little bit, I think. She could hide in Magnetize, I suppose. That's not a terrible idea. So yeah, I don't know, I think that's okay. Speedva and Magnetize sounds fun with Infested. Salmon, as I said in the announcements, there are no more promo codes. I disabled that system. It was good for people like you that watch a lot, but it was kind of bad for everyone else because it encouraged people not to watch, to just come in and get their thing and leave. And I'm going to create more viewer engagement instead and give you more ways to get currency in the Twitch streams instead of doing codes in YouTube streams. The other thing, Salmon, is it also sort of gave the wrong motivation in a certain way. Like, I want people from my YouTube to try my Twitch. I don't really need people from my Twitch to go to my YouTube. It's easy to grow on YouTube. It is not easy to grow on Twitch. So I was kind of directing my audience the wrong way, like not the way I wanted you all to go. So there's that. Ben Talbot, I kind of disagree that Maiming Strike is niche. It's really not. Any weapon with good range, it's the best mod in the game for it. Even if it has bad critical chance, it is the best mod in the game on any weapon that does not have terrible range, because it usually at least doubles your damage, and it allows you to use Blood Rush, which is one of the best melee mods objectively, on pretty much any weapon. So I would say like any polearm, any whip, most heavy blades, there's a justification for it. A lot of weapons, just a lot of weapons. It is the best mod. So I mean, I think it's okay that Maiming Strike exists because a lot of people just don't enjoy that style of play, and I don't either. So it's fine, you know, like melee weapons are already killing everything. Maiming Strike doesn't make that difference. It just makes them way better at killing everything, which they were already irrelevantly good at. So I don't really think it's a big deal. But make no mistake, it is the best melee mod in the game on most weapons. It's just annoying to use the way that makes it the best. You know, who wants to spin attack all the time, in my opinion? That doesn't mean it isn't good to spin attack all the time. It is, but it's annoying, you know? I added Epic Sax Guy as my song. That's obnoxious. That's funny, though. I was going to use Joey Zero as a reference for Octavia, because I'm no great Octavia player. And I want it to be good, you know? Stream health bar is pretty cool. Maybe you could bring that back for viewer engagement. Well, no, JJ Biggie, what I mean is, like, engagement for stream currency. My viewer engagement is already so high that I could even use less. I'm not gonna use less because I like talking to you all. But my stream is very heavy on engagement already. I don't really need help with that. So that's why I took it away, actually, because it's a feature to help streamers that need viewer engagement get it, and that's like the last thing I need. Like I really, really don't need viewer engagement help. But I do want to make stream currency earning more interactive. So like doing contests on streams that reward stream currency, asking people questions, stuff like that, right? That is better. I will do more of that. That's all I meant. Do you have your own clan? Yes, I do. Yes, we do. Hell yeah, we do. I don't know why I'm so enthusiastic. It's a bomb-ass clan. Wanting Skull, what mod should you put in your Hek? Well, there are two builds I recommend for the Hek. One of them is just the normal, like, build. Build the Hex Augment along with your base damage mod and your multi-shot mod and the other multi-shot mod and, you know, Blaze and, you know, whatever element you want, and then there you go. You have one more mod slot. Anyway, I have a viewer in chat asking when the next framework is. I said tomorrow and one a day for the next week. Lots of frameworks. Whole week of frameworks this week, which is what we're preparing for right now. Yeah, and then there's one other build you could do if you have Nano Applicator that I will show you that is kind of troll, but it is cool. And it's fairly good. You can decide for yourself whether it's good. I'll show it to you. Remind me when we get out of the mission and I'll show you it. But long story short, not to keep you in suspense, you can get 100% status on the Hek, on the normal Hek, if you use Nano Applicator and the 4 dual stat mods. And that is really good because the Hek also has its augment, which gives it so much multi-shot. Lots of multi-shot and 100% status is wicked strong. Like wicked strong, so it becomes a kind of beastly armor stripper. You just have to cast abilities. Should I use Shrapnel Shot on my Corinth? Remind me what that does? Hold on. Oh, it's bladed rounds for shotguns. No, probably not. I'll look at it. I'll look at it. Remind me after we do the mission, and I'll look at the Corinth. But probably there's a better mod to put in that spot. Shotguns are very hungry for mod space, and there's probably something better, and it's probably hunter munitions. That's what I'm not sure, but I'll say that until I get a chance to look at it. You should probably use hunter munitions instead. If you don't have hunter munitions, then perhaps. I think laser sight might be better. No, the Corinth has high crit chance. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, it's okay. It's at the very least not bad. That's what I'll say. Yeah, Naruto, of course you can. Just message me in game, or send me a friend request with a note saying you want to join the clan. Yeah, just message me whenever, like right now if you want, in game, or send me a friend request saying you want to join, and I'd be happy to have you. What's the luckiest thing that's happened to you in Warframe? Mine's getting all 4 mods from an Acolyte in 4 runs. That's spicy. I've had pretty bad luck in this game. I have crazy luck overall, like in life, I would say. RNG is usually kind to me, but not so much in this game, I would say. I don't know. Nothing particularly lucky comes to mind for me. I think the only thing would be like Riven rolls, like initial Riven stats. I do often get like really spicy stuff, which is ironic because I don't really care that much about Rivens. So my luck is there, you know. Arkar, we're not on Twitch. Don't go to Twitch. It's not a dual stream. Twitch actually does not allow that. That is against their terms of service for people that are affiliates or partners. Hunter munitions is going to get nerfed. We don't know that for sure. Don't say stuff like that formatted in a way that makes it sound like a fact. That's irresponsible. Hunter munitions may very well get nerfed, I agree. But we definitely do not know for sure whether it will. If they put through the IPS changes without any alterations, which they almost certainly will not, and they don't change them after the fact, which they definitely will, then Hunter Munitions would be terrible on almost every weapon that it's good on right now, but that won't happen. And they might nerf the mod directly, which that might happen. I think they might have already done that, but I don't know. So that might happen. I'd say that's somewhat likely. And then if they put the changes in as is by some unholy miracle and do not change them by some other unholy miracle, there's a good chance they'll just make an exception for the way Hunter Munitions is coded, so that it actually works. Like they'd have to make an exception for their stance mods because lots of them have guaranteed slash procs. So they may very well do that for Hunter Munitions. So we do not know it's going to get nerfed. There's a good chance it will get weaker in some way, but you shouldn't ignore it because there's a chance it will get nerfed. I think there's a good chance it won't. What is your best frame? Ghost Dragon, do you mean which frame do I have that is the most powerful? Which one has the most forma, which is not an indication of power? Which one am I the best at? Which one am I the most comfortable with? Which one do I like the most? Which one do I think is objectively the best? Pick one of those. Go forth and pick one of those. And I will answer it. Or multiple, I guess, if you want. I don't mind. Oh, these are these are Necroskull. I was like, eat my torrid shots. No, those are not enemies. My dear Zandy. Vidal, I have not done the new quest yet. I have seen the thing with Space Mom, but I have not done the new quest yet. I might do it on stream on Thursday, so if you want to check out my Twitch, which is just below the stream, in the description, you should totally follow me there. And on stream Thursday, I might do that. Somebody said I saw a question out of the corner of my eye that I wanted to answer. Hold on. How do you get better mods? So Angus Beef, you should do the following things. Go through the star chart normally, and then you need to farm 2 categories of mods that are referred to as nightmare mods and corrupted mods. You should look up YouTube guides on those because it's hard to explain all at once here. But those are a lot of the mods you're going to be missing after just going through the star chart, and then after that. Guys, stop doing spoilers on the new quest. That's super inconsiderate. Someone literally just asked. Think about the other people in the chat. And then if you're missing specific mods, I would check the wiki. You're going to have to extensively use the wiki in this game for all sorts of shit, so you might as well start now. You should start now. I don't know what we're going to do with this, I just know it needed forma, so let's just leave that alone for now. The ones you like the most. The one you like the most. Hydroid is the Warframe that I enjoy the abilities of the most, if that's what you mean. Nezha, the playstyle that results from Nezha is probably one of my favorites, so that's very different. I don't like Nezha's appearance overly, although I do like his new skin. And I don't love his design overall, but the playstyle he results in is one of my favorites. On the other hand, Hydroid's set of abilities is my favorite set of abilities. That is what I recommend. What are the best weapons for Hunter Munitions? What does Hunter Munitions do? It gives you critical ability. It gives you benefits when you crit. So what are the best primaries for it? Those are the ones that crit. You do not need an answer to that question. You can read the mod and know. It's your boy Danny. Hello. I have like 3 viewers now that are relatively frequent that have names that are like it's your boy blank, like it's your boy blank. Bam. Okay. Yes, so we're going to take a look at Shrapnel Shot on Corinth. I'm not going to test it because I don't have it, and we don't need to test it to know whether it's good. But we are going to take a look at it. So what we're going to look at here is whether you have space for it. That's what we're looking at. We have Oh, on my Corinth, I was doing some jank. Okay, so we're just going to build it from scratch, and that will tell us whether or not you should put it on. So, we're going to start with, of course, Point Blank. Then we're going to do Hell's Chamber. Mokofi, I'm going to do it on Thursday. I'm not going to do it right now. People have literally just asked for spoilers, so I'm not, just asked not to do spoilers, so I'm not going to do it right now. Likios, not the way I play him. Ooh, if you think Hydroid is boring to play, but you think he looks cool, I will fix your problem. Ooh. Oh, Hydroid. Oh, I love Hydroid. Okay. Stop using Puddle. It's an inefficient way to kill enemies. There are much better ways to kill. It's a tool. It is a tool. It is not your main killing method. He is safest when killing that way, but he's faster. What was fixed about that Daggerza Arcane nuke? Everything. It completely does not work now. My favorite focus is Zenerek because it's the only one that is good overall. The Wisp from Unairu is cool, and some of the Naramon traits are interesting, and the whole Madurai tree would be good if it did damage to Eidolons and scaled better, but none of those things are true, so there's interesting stuff in all of them. I think that the rework improved the quality of the system overall, but I think the only tree that is cohesive is Zenerek by a large margin. Madurai could be easily fixed with scaling. Unairu is still mostly garbage, unfortunately, but Unairu Wisp is good and interesting. Vazarin and Naramon have interesting things going on, but they are not well enough fleshed out. I would say overall, though, all trees are improved overall. Some of them are totally different, but, you know. Hold on one sec. I'm still going to do the shotgun things. I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay. Point Blank Hell's Chamber. And then, of course, Vigilante Armaments. We'll grab that. Then we're going to grab an element. This is a shotgun with base 12% status, so we will not get 100% status before multi-shot. That makes status underwhelming on shotguns, so we're going to use normal 90% elements. We're going to use, of course, Corrosive for this weapon. The occasional Corrosive proc will help, but increasing our status with dual stat mods a little bit on a shotgun does not actually increase our status output that much due to how shotguns calculate status when you're at below 100% multi-shot. And then we have crits, so we need Blunderbuss. And then we need, if I had Primed Ravage, which I don't, you'd put Primed Ravage here. So just as a placeholder, we'll do this Ravage. Oh, in our V slot, okay. So with this build, these mods are all the best mod for their slot. So there's no, if you change any of these mods, you lose massive damage. So there's one slot left, and Hunter Munitions is better, far better than every other mod you could put in that slot. So no, don't use Shrapnel Shot. If you do not have Ravage or Primed Ravage, if you don't have Primed Ravage, you should probably just use Shrapnel Shot in its place. But Primed Ravage is a large gain, because your initial target will take the critical damage. And yes, okay, so yes, that's what I recommend. Incidentally, this build is 2 to 3 Forma, right? Including Primed Point Blank at rank 9, which I don't have. Anyway, yes, that's what I recommend. So the answer is no. Using Shrapnel Shot would be a large loss compared to Hunter Munitions. Incidentally, I do not know whether it would be a loss compared to Blaze and... where's that one mod? Vicious Spread. It's probably better than Vicious Spread. It's probably not better than Blaze. But that's just off the top of my head, and I'm not sure. So that's the best I can do. Corinth answer questioned. Moving on to the Hek. Where are you at, Hek? I'm so blind. Okay. Hello, Hek. Okay. You don't overly need that, but it's not bad. This blaze feels wrong to me. But it's not, actually. So if you want to recommend a recommendation for a normal Hek build, I would recommend this. As before, Point Blank, Hell's Chamber, Vigilante Armaments, Corrosive combo because we have overall lower than 100% status. Seeking Fury, this weapon doesn't have very many rounds in its magazine, so having reload time helps, and having punch through makes your shots go further before you have to reload. Further, like, kill more enemies. So that's good. Scattered Justice is what makes the Hek good. Without this mod, it is bad and not overly worth using. And then Blaze is the best remaining mod of the options available. Hi. What's up? Oh, okay. Good night. I love you. You sound kind of sick. Are you okay? You want a Kit Kat?
No.
Oh, you just brushed your teeth. Okay. Second build. Second build is this. This does reach 100% status when you have cast an ability within 9 seconds. And this does tremendous amounts of armor stripping, but a lot less upfront damage overall. Against enemies higher than level 50 to 60, this build should be better, but it also loses punch through and reload speed, and, you know. So, although you gain massive armor stripping and crowd control because you get blast procs too, it's not really better against targets without armor, and even with targets with armor, if they're weak, then it's better to have the punch through and the reload speed, and the quality of life on this build is much better. This build got worse when we got Vigilante Armaments, because it doesn't have room for it, and it would really like that mod. Previously, this build would have been better, because you weren't gaining this multi-shot if you don't run this build, but losing a slot to Nano Applicator really hurts this build, and that is one reason it is not as good. So, let's scroll back up. I saw a bunch of other questions in that time. Okay. Suddenly people are asking for a Lesion build? Sure. It's what do you mean updated though? Nothing has changed for the Lesion. It is still a very, very good weapon that I highly recommend that has a build like this. You had no way to know this, so I know that's not what you meant, but I did actually update my Lesion build. It isn't because anything changed, this is just honestly a better build. So, Healing Return is only because there isn't really a mod for this weapon that is a gain in this slot. Like, you can't put something in the slot that benefits you, besides, like, a healing mod. That benefits you that much. So Healing Return is appropriate. Life Strike would be fine. Healing Return is pretty good on this weapon, though. This is viral and slash. The advantage you get here is that you can run cold only, and then Lesion's innate effect gives it toxin and attack speed. That will form viral. Not only does this pleasantly give you a little visual cue when you're using the weapon. Here, I'll show you actually. When you proc your status effect, you will see the elemental effect on the Lesion visually turn from being a cold effect to a viral effect. So it's nice because you can see when that effect is on. But it's also good because it gives you a chance to proc cold before you proc viral, which gives you an extra status for condition overload without spending more mod slots. Additionally, it lets you focus your status on slash even more with Weeping Wounds. Let me try to show you. So you can see... Or can't you see? Oh, I turned that effect off. Hi.
I just want to ask you to feed Callie before I go sleep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you put food in the fridge? Okay. Good night. I turned off my weapon elemental effects. I'm so derpy. Okay. Anyway. If you don't turn off your weapon elemental effects, you could do that. Okay. Let me... Ricky L, we will do Tanky Nova. That is something I am very interested in working on. Where is it efficient to farm syndicate standing? Just equip your sigil and do normal missions. You do not have to farm it, just do what you would normally do and you will get lots. I highly discourage you from going out of your way to farm it unless you have a reason you need it urgently. Because if you don't need it urgently, you don't have to do anything and you will get lots over time. You just have to be patient. That's what I recommend. There are plenty of good reasons you might want it urgently. That's fine, but I personally recommend you just wait. KitKats are the bomb.com. Is the 90% additive? Oh, Salmon, good question. No. It is multiplicative status. I wish it was additive. That would be... Actually, I don't wish that was additive. That would be terrible. Anyway, shame on you. That would be awful. No, it's not additive status. Nano applicator is multiplicative. Hello, I don't have pants on. Boy. Yeah, boy. Which Hek for build for index? Neither. Don't. Do not. Incidentally, the normal one. The status one, I mean. Because the enemies have very decent armor. Anything with armor, you should probably use the second one. Attica build. The Attica is a normal weapon. I don't have to show you a build. So we have 25% crit. That's good. Definitely build crit. It has bad fire rate and a long reload. So I would fix one of those things. Or if you're gonna up the fire rate, then fix the reload. If you're not gonna up the fire rate, you might be able to get away with not fixing the reload, but I still would. And I would kind of like fire rate on this weapon personally. The status is low, but you should still build status. 10% on an auto weapon with this fire rate is actually fine. So you should build the build you should build on every single weapon in the game. You should build base damage, multi-shot, element, crit mod, and then one utility mod. That is the build you should build on every single weapon in the entire game, unless it has some kind of weird gimmick. And I will, because I love the weapons with the gimmicks, I will give you an example right now. The Javlock. Anyway, let me keep answering questions first. What did you get for Christmas? This swanky mic. But I tried to tell my relatives and people not to get me too much for Christmas because I really don't need anything. I'm doing good. What dread build would you use for sorties? One with hunter munitions. that is the one I would use. I do not think dread is very good. It does great damage, but it doesn't dole out the damage like in a way that is helpful for this game. I don't really understand why people like dread. It's not an efficient way to kill large numbers of enemies, which is what we have to kill in this game. But if you put on punch through and hunter munitions and you get enemies lined up in a hallway, it might be kind of good. Might get there. Shred, hunter munitions, crit mods. It's probably gonna be okay. It'll do decent damage. Put on like just one element. Do primed cryo rounds. I just made the entire build. Okay, anyway, there you go. How do you get that Lesion skin? It is in the Nova Asuri collection. It is really cool, I agree. It is a staff skin. It's a universal polearm skin, excuse me. It's not just for the Lesion. It is from the Nova Asuri collection. Bam. Okay. Are you going to be on TennoCon next year? Yes, I was actually there this year too. Okay. Great. Okay, so I was talking about how the best build for every weapon in the game is base damage mod, multi-shot mod, worse multi-shot mod, crit mod, you know, element, and then utility mod, except for all of the exceptions, of which there are quite a few. And one of the exceptions would be something like the Javlock. So this is a build for throwing, only for throwing the Javlock. And it doesn't, multi-shot doesn't work on the throw. And it hits a large area of enemies. So using gas damage, you will do more damage for each enemy you hit. Crits are good, the crit chance is good. Firestorm makes you do more damage, not just hit more enemies, but they actually take more damage because we're using gas. The more enemies we hit, the more gas procs. Gas procs hit the other enemies hit the other enemies. more enemies hit means more damage to all of the enemies. And Tainted Magazine, this weapon does more damage based on how many rounds are in its magazine when you throw it, and then it empties them all and you have to reload it. So increasing the magazine size increases the damage, which is weird. So that's an exception. Generally, an exception would be that if you're using gas damage, you want to pile on all the toxin you can because it scales based on that. That will take up an extra mod slot because you're going to want, your heat. If the weapon doesn't already have one of these elements innately, you're going to need your heat and then both toxin mods to get the most from your toxin DOT. So yes, I will be at TennoCon next year. Can you make a tanky Octavia with metronome armor buff and with armor mods and health shields? Well, you just made it. Do that. Yes. Don't get shields though, because your armor doesn't. Don't do that. Shields are bad. Don't get shields. Is Chroma efficient in Eidolon Rush, and what element? Element doesn't matter, and yes, he is. You should see him in every Eidolon killing video because he's the meta choice. The element you should use for your melee weapon is Radiation. Do not use Viral. The element you should use is Radiation, but on your weapon. Chroma's element won't affect the fight. You could use Toxin, because then you can reload your weapon for shooting the Eidolon faster. That would be a good one. Somebody asked what Prime do I want next, and it will be Zephyr Prime. It's going to be Zephyr Prime. I'm not, of course I have no way of knowing, but the statistics say it pretty much guaranteed will be Zephyr Prime. Zephyr needs a rework badly too, so I'm happy that if we probably will get Zephyr, that we are probably getting Zephyr. Blah 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 blah. So the Riven for Javlok, I have one, so I want to know what to look for in a roll. Well, Vagzino, again, I wouldn't. It depends what type of build you're going for. So if you're just are you gonna shoot it or are you gonna throw it? Because it depends a lot. If you're gonna throw it, you want magazine size. Reload speed would also be amazing, but magazine size would be a gigantic damage gain. Personally, I would like crit stats too. I would like crit status and magazine size. I'm using gas, and your damage priorities will change if you're not using gas. If you use corrosive, I think that would be the other sensible thing to use. Then probably no status, but still crit. Crit would help a lot. The crits are really inconsistent. With the throw, it's a coin flip whether you get your crit. So crit stats would be a gigantic gain. Reload speed would be amazing. Magazine size would be really good. That stuff. If you're gonna shoot it, then just you don't need me to tell you, just good stats. Crit, status, damage, reload speed, fire rate, maybe. Probably not fire rate. Anyway. Okay. Where are the Mesa skins? What do you mean? They're on Mesa. So what about that Fun Hydroid Prime build? Well, that'll be in a framework. It's coming. I thought they released primes in an alternating gender order, so the next prime will most likely be a male. They do 2 female, 2 male, 2 female, 2 male. So they do alternate gender, but 2 at a time. So we just got a female, so we're getting a female, and then we'll have had 2 females, so we're getting a male, and then a male, and then a female, and then a female, etc. Javlok is mastery fodder according to Brozyme. Just because a YouTuber said it does not mean it's objectively true. Javlok's firing mode is normal. I would say it's about average. It's definitely not mastery fodder, but it's only average. You can do decent armor stripping. You'll get some heat procs. The travel time is a bit annoying. The crits are pretty good. It's good with Ember's Accelerant if you build pure heat. But the throw, built the way I built the throw, which I have never seen anybody else do, which is why everyone thinks it's bad, is very powerful. You could kill enemies up to level 80 very comfortably. It's great. It should be run with corrosive projection. That makes a big difference because it's that kind of weapon. Say, if you make any comment that is of the format, blank blank person says blank is blank, that's not a reason. Say a reason. Like, you could have said something like, Brozyme is a cool guy, but he doesn't explain his reasoning enough, so I can't name his reason. But like, for example, I think that Rivens are not good. So it's pointless and stupid to say Zandy said Rivens are bad. That means nothing. That is meaningless. That's not a comment. That's not words. That is cardboard in my mouth crunching around. But it would be valid to say Rivens make powerful weapons more powerful and do not fix weapons without supplemental stats. Incidentally, that's a quote from Zandy. Like, that's a reason. You happened to name call, like, you know, you name dropped me, which is fine, but that's a reason. Like, that is a reason. Brosheim is closed-minded. No, he's not. Not always. He has biases, but we all do. He's not always closed-minded. He has plenty of good things to say. And plenty of bad things to say, just like lots of us. Primed fast hands. Prim. I need to level up primed fast hands, and once we do that, I'm going to need to form us something. Ready? Rubico. That's what it is. Brosheim is another Warframe YouTuber. He is a cool dude. You should totally check him out. He is a good second opinion whenever you want to, like, hear about a weapon. He does pretty concise videos about weapons. You should not ever just watch one person's opinion on it because everyone is biased, and he is definitely one of them. Just like the rest of us, though, and he gives his opinion pretty concisely, and he always shows, like, he always kills stuff to show it, so it's as good a source as any for a lot of things. How about a V polarity? Bam. What did we just lose here? Oh, Vital Sense, of course. Vicious Frostbite, hello. Oh, wait. Okay. Here we go. YOLO solo with only Rubico. And by YOLO solo, I mean, oh god, put it on public first. Feel free to ask more questions about specific weapons. That's totally fine. I don't feel like I made it clear that it was okay that people ask that a lot. I keep room in these streams for people to ask stuff like that. That's totally fine. Just remind me when I get out of the mission if I forget. Which you did, thank you. Do you think if the Rivens were not RNG based, they would be better? Yeah. The system itself wouldn't be better, but you would be able to give them more of a place in the game. So, like, the system would technically be, like, the idea that we have Rivens in the first place would not in and of itself be made any better, but it would be healthier. So what I mean by that is, if there was the common system that's suggested, this is actually Brosheim's suggestion, incidentally, and it's totally correct, this is totally what it should be, I think it's obvious that this is what it should be, and I don't know why it's not this way, is that we should be able to pay an amount of Kuva or whatever to lock in a stat, and then that stat won't change, and as we reroll, maybe that makes rerolling cost more or whatever, and then we can reroll again and not get that one stat changed, which allows us to work toward a perfect build. Our perfect Riven for our perfect build. That would be a good progression system. That would have value. People would use it. It would be good. There's no reason that would be worse. And they should totally just add it. It would make people buy Rivens more. I would start buying Rivens if I could do that. It would lose them nothing, and there is no argument against not adding that system. However, it still wouldn't change the fact that most people use Rivens to make weapons that already kill everything more, which is still a waste of resources, and those people would not be saved from wasting their resources on that by that system. However, it would allow people who use Rivens to make weapons like janky and overpowered in like really fun ways, like giving a weapon negative flight speed so you can put bullets in the air, or giving a weapon an insane amount of reload, etc. You get the idea? It would be easier to get those. At the moment, it's very difficult to get those Rivens because we can't control what we roll for, and because most of the people that get them think they're bad because they only think about giant damage numbers that don't do anything, and they get rid of them, or they sell them for cheap to people who also don't think they're good or whatever. And this system would change that because it wouldn't really matter as much. Your initial roll would become pretty meaningless, and even if it was bad, people would know they could confidently work toward what they wanted. So the bad Rivens that have stats that are actually really interesting and fun, and do have a meaningful impact on the game, would be in circulation. So for that reason, I think it would make it better. But a lot of people wouldn't really experience much of a change. They would just go through a less frustrating progression to get something that is still pointless. That is my opinion. Da-da-da-da-da, let's go back up. I would like to see a lock status choice in Riven. Yes. Are you happy a lot more people are getting Maiming Strike? I'm ambivalent. It doesn't... meh. I guess. People wanted it, and I don't really see the point in withholding it from them, so I suppose, yeah. How about you? What do you think about the gun stand? It's good. The stats are incredibly boring. The stance is really weird and interesting. But the stats on it are a snore. No, I mean, 50 Mango, it's true. Like, lots of content creators are not good at controlling their temper, their mannerment, and are too full of whimsy. How they feel is just based on what's going on with them at that moment. And I'm not going to say specifically all of the many, many, many people that I think are like that, but I think there are a lot of people that are like that. So I'm sorry to hear you had that experience. But, you know, once in a blue moon, I have snapped at someone who I just misunderstood to be being rude or whatever. We talked about it and I apologized. I think people need to do that more, but you know, anyway, people make mistakes, but like, I can understand your pain. Like, that sucks. Let me go back up. Is Rubico worth getting when I have a Rivened Vectis Prime and Volcar Wraith? It's a lot of spelling mistakes in there, my dude. But I know what you mean. It depends what you mean by worth getting. It's a different weapon. The benefit of the Rubico is that it does very, very high damage. Perhaps the highest damage of all sniper rifles if you get the crit, but it's hard to get the crit. Like, if you don't get the crit, it's really bad. I think that Volcar Wraith and Vectis Prime are both better overall, and I only use the Rubico because it is better for the use case I use it for. Remember that I don't care about objective weapons. I only care if weapons are subjectively good. And I have a use case for the Rubico, so for me, it's good. Objectively, it is worse, I would say, than the other sniper rifles, and especially if you have a Riven for them, it's definitely not going to be able to catch up. Although I will say a crit chance Riven on the Rubico would go a long way. Again, I don't really think you should do that, but if you happen to have one, it would be really good. As I hide up here, like, sniping a guy every 1 or 2 seconds, answering questions. Rubica, is the build of the Telus Boltace in your Skater by Neja video still good, or did you do some improvements of it? Scared you're gonna have to look at my updated, like, how recently did you... I have, like, 5 Skater Boy Neja builds. So which video? Like, from what time period? What is the date on the video? If it's the most recent one, then yes. If it's the one before that, then yes. And if it's not either of those, then no. You should watch the most recent video. And I will be better about being clear on which one is the most recent video, too. I've been working on that in the past couple days behind the scenes, but I understand it's confusing. And I will get better at that. Which is better, Rubico, Vectis Prime, or Lanka? They're all very different guns. The Rubico has much better high-end damage, but it's more swingy. The Vectis Prime is very consistent and usually has less downtime. That's the big advantage. And the Lanka, in my opinion, is not properly a sniper rifle at all. You should use it for a different purpose. Hey, thanks for following on Twitch. I appreciate the cross-pollination. You should all go check out my Twitch, as that viewer did. Thank you very much for following on Twitch. They're all different. If you're asking which one has more raw power as a sniper rifle, it's probably Vectis Prime. It's consistent, it doesn't have a lot of downtime due to its fast reload. I think it is what you want from a sniper rifle. If you are super hardcore, like I'm going to stand really far away from enemies and snipe them from like very, very far back and always hit them in the head, and I'm okay with, you know, the real life sniper, like, oh, I just grazed him, of not getting a crit, then the Rubico will give you that feeling. And when the Rubico does crit, it's better. but the risk of not critting is painful, so that's worth noting. And again, the Lanka, I think the Lanka is properly better for different use cases. I would build the Lanka for gas and shoot it through crowds, which is not usually how you use a sniper rifle. And I do not feel as comfortable sniping with the Lanka because it has travel time. But that's just me. There are people who use it as a sniper rifle, and that's cool. And you can totally use it as a normal sniper rifle. I just don't think that's where it's the most powerful. So I would say Lanka is disqualified, and Rubico is more powerful but less consistent. That's what I have to say. You're streaming on YouTube bot, hosting someone on Twitch. Yeah, so I'm not streaming on Twitch. It's not a multi-stream, I'm just streaming on YouTube. What about Warframe Rivens? Get out. No, don't say that. Before they think of that. Delete that comment, quick. Before they see you. But yeah, you're not allowed to multi-stream. Narwhal King, thanks for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate it. You're not allowed to multi-stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. But I like it when people support me on Twitch because I need the help on Twitch. You all have been really supportive on YouTube, and it's really hard to grow on Twitch, but you all have made it easy for me to grow on YouTube. So I really like it when you all follow me on Twitch. So I have left my follow alerts on while I stream on YouTube so I can see if you support me on Twitch because I want to thank you. As a matter of fact, fun fact, when I make videos, that's still on. So if you follow me at like a totally random time of the night, like and I'm making a video, it will go off and I'll see it and be like, oh, someone followed me. I need to redo that take, but hey, someone followed me, which is fun. 50 Mango, you are bae. Yeah, Seminole, I'll take a look at it once we are done. Zendi, since you're a Javlik friend, do you want a free Riven for it? I really don't like Rivens, and I'm also at the Riven cap because I don't like Rivens. I also already have a Javlik Riven, but I appreciate you offering. I just like they seem misguided to me. It's such a large resource investment, and we don't need more power. Like, our characters are already so overpowered. So unless it snaps the game in half like a toothpick, I don't want just more damage, you know. And I don't think that the Javlok can snap the game in half like a toothpick. Even with you know, I was saying like fire rate and reload, like that would be good. I mean, not fire rate, magazine size. And reload, like that would be good, but it's not gonna break the game. It'll just make the weapon better. Like, it's already good enough. Like, I'm fine. Anyway, thank you for offering, but I not only cannot accept it because I'm full, I'm good. Naruto, thanks for the sub on Twitch. I appreciate it. Making money on Twitch while streaming on YouTube. I really appreciate the support, man. Thank you. The Riven, blah, blah, blah. What does your reload speed, movement speed get reduced to when in Invaris Prowl? I forget. You should look it up in the wiki. I forget. It's pretty low, and the biggest problem is you can't sprint. Flaming Gabe, thanks for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate it. Oh, baby, the follow train on Twitch. Naruto, thanks for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate the support, my dude. That cross-pollination support. Quick, must finish Rubico build before... No, leave... free me. Okay. We could say the Lanka is a railgun. Yeah, I mean, you should shoot through multiple enemies when you fire the Lanka. It has a massive, massive punch through. Depleted reload on the Vectis, yes, that's what I recommend. The Lanka is a bow with with a scope. Yeah, I suppose. But like the punch through, it's the punch through that you want to abuse on the Lanka, I think. But still, cool. Like, that's a good point. By how much does it give? Is the Vectis better with Prime Fast Hands or Depleted Reload? This is the build I recommend. Where? Here. Do this. Charge Chamber will be automatic every time. This is an outgoing damage multiplier. This is 40% of your total damage after Serration, Split Chamber, Criticals, and your element. This is a gigantic damage bonus on every shot if you use Depleted Reload. I highly recommend this specific build. If you have Prime Chamber, get out. Sorry, but seriously. Sorry, but not sorry. So behind. Oh my god, all the subs! King of the subs! Chinilil, thank you for the sub on Twitch. I really appreciate the cross-platform support. One of the reasons I can't stream more on YouTube is because I don't make money from doing it. I know it sounds scummy, but this is my job. And if the thing I do to hang out and have fun with you all does not in some way feed me, then I can't do it. But I have been able to stream on YouTube because you all have been really supportive. I've had really supportive patrons this year, and when I stream on YouTube, it does support my Twitch. Which is why I'm totally willing to keep doing it. Thank you so much. You are making that possible. I tried your Atarax build now that I got Maiming Strike, but I'm not a big fan of the slide attacks. Could you point me in the direction of a good weapon build that is effective without that mod? Vasilon for the Atarax specifically? For which weapon? Sorry. I don't entirely understand. Don't thank me, thank Amazon Prime. Ooh, baby. Steal that cash. Yeah, boy. Notice one of your videos, you name your Zaw best ongoing game. Why? At the Video Game Awards, or whatever it was called, Warframe was nominated for best ongoing game, and compared to its competitors, it was unarguably the winner, and it won the popular vote by a landslide, but it did not win because the judges were totally bought. I don't have proof. I bet that's what happened. And it is very clear that Warframe won in the minds of like the people who actually play these games. Overwatch won, and the whole Overwatch subreddit was like, Warframe is a better ongoing game than Overwatch, because it just factually is. There isn't an argument, it just is. It's not a better game, but as an ongoing game, like, I mean, I do think it's a better game, but that's a matter of opinion. It is a better ongoing game. It is one of the best ongoing games in the history of video games. I can't even think of what game would beat, like, maybe World of Warcraft, just because of its massive seniority, and like they have changed it a lot over its lifetime. I'm like hard pressed to think of a game that beats Warframe as an ongoing game. Like, it's so, like, it wins that category by a landslide against like everything. Anyway, that's why. So because this is totally the legitimate best ongoing game, I named it that. What's your favorite shotgun? Tigris Prime with quad shot build. I'll show you. I really like the Archiplasmor though. It's fun. It's just not really that much of a. It's not that much of a shotgun, you know. My favorite shotgun is Tigris Prime with this build. I didn't really mean any specific weapon, just the melee weapon that is effective without using slide attacks. Oh yeah, easy, no problem. Vasilon, anything short range. Basically any dual sword. Pretty much all dual swords are very good and are not good with Maiming Strike. Pretty much all dual swords are amazing, excuse me, and not very good with Maiming Strike. A personal recommendation would be blade and whip weapons, which have a weak slide attack but have good range otherwise. Any blade and whip weapon, although I think the Lacera is the worst of them. That doesn't make it bad at all. Let's see. I will scroll through my melee weapons and give you some. Most Zaws. Just any Zaw. The Serrata or Glaive Prime are both really good and not that good with Maiming Strike. The Destreza, any Rapier. The Destreza is better than the Endura. All these weapons. Fragor Prime, Galatine Prime. Gazelle Machete is not that good. Gunsen. If you don't mind the fan attacks, make sure you don't use the spam combo. Hyrudo. Kogake Prime. Prisma Obex. Croaker. Lesion. Nikana Prime. Nami Skyla Prime. Nami Solo's okay. I would just build a Machete Zaw. Ninkandi, if the stance doesn't make you nauseous, then it's good. Like, the stance is annoying, but it's good. Oma is really good. Oma's a little better with Maiming Strike, I will say. Prisma Dual Cleavers is amazing. Either Gunblade, although the Redeemer falls off a lot at high levels against armor. No, it's still not awful, though. But the Sarpa's a lot better at higher levels. Sylvan Aegis Prime. Really any sword and shield weapon, but Sylvan Aegis Prime is really good. Techo. Twin Bazooka is pretty good with Maiming Strike. I wouldn't go there. Venka Prime. There you go. That. Oh, okay. 50 Mango, I agree, but Mirage Prime is kind of like that with every weapon, I feel like. Well, I guess some, like hit-scan rifles, she's not that good. Anyway. What about Mirage Prime and Lens? Exactly. There you go. See? You should check out my Mirage. You should check out my Mirage Prime framework. You will have a lot of fun. I have a weapon that is incredibly spicy with Mirage's doppelgangers. The bestest framework for Mirage. Bam. Save it for after the stream, because I want to be with you all for now, but that is a really, really good build for Mirage. I mean, a good weapon. There's a very good weapon for Mirage in that video. Yeah, Lesion is fun. What do you think of the new tier lists? They look cool. I'm afraid they won't be different enough. I'm afraid they won't be enough variety. That's all. Let's... yeah, Vaseline, no problem. I would build the standard melee build, as long as you have condition overload. And by that I mean, basically, it's probably not actually on my Nikana Prime at the moment. So let me find something that it's on my Gunsen. Vaseline, I would build this, and switch to corrosive if you find you're not getting enough bleeds. But as I recall, Nikana Prime is pretty much all slash, right? Yeah, so definitely do viral, and use whichever stance you like. They're not really better than each other exactly. The stances offer great variety. Any Corinth comment? Did you miss the thing when we went over it before? Tell me a specific question. If you're just asking my general opinion, I personally actually don't like it that much. I know everybody seems to like it and think it's really fun. I personally don't like how it feels. I really don't like the air burst. I think it's the wrong kind of skill intensive where like it doesn't work under certain situations for a really dumb reason, even if you hit the enemy. And then when it does work, it is a little bit too powerful, I think. It is hilariously massive and bigger than the explosive weapons we have in this game. That seems a bit silly to me. The shotgun part feels fine, and the pump action feels fine, and the reload type is great and a favorite of mine, but I just am not a huge fan. Incidentally, I also think that, yeah, I can show you the Soma Prime build. Hold on. Keep in mind I use the Soma Prime specifically for unarmored targets, though. That's just me personally. Where is my Soma Prime? So Zandy, when do you think the Hydroid framework will come out? Likios, it'll be pretty late in the order because I did a Hydroid framework very recently before I started the current run of framework. You can go check that out. That still exists. I'll link you that right now if you like. And that does have a playstyle that I recommend in it. If you just search Hydroid on my main channel page, I'm doing this for you because I'm feeling nice. Here we are. That has fun playstyles that do not include Puddle. Bam. Vadim, hello. How are you doing today? I'm doing pretty well. How are you? I'm eating myself into a coma of Kit Kats, and by that I mean I've only had like 3 in the past hour and a half. Anyway. Buzzlock is incredible against bosses. It's bad against other things, but most guns are not good when they're bad, so I don't think that's a valid argument. This is what I recommend on the Soma Prime, but you should probably build... you should build it differently if you're not going to strip the armor of your targets yourself. Hunter Munitions is incredible on this weapon, but I use this weapon to strip armor on targets I've already stripped armor on, excuse me. So for me, Hunter Munitions and Status Chance are not good on this weapon because my target already has no armor. 1 viral proc is really all I need, and then this will just kill them. But Hunter Munitions is incredible and irreplaceable in this weapon, making the build for this weapon kind of cramped, which is why I will put some effort into making the best build normal build right now. Are those handcuffs in the background? That black thing, that is a hand accessory. I can try to put it on. Anyway, it like goes over your hand. It's cool looking. It's kind of like punky. It's my girlfriend's. Let me see what I can do for you. I wish this polarity would go to hell. Why did I do that? So that shouldn't be there. Hunter munitions. Okay. Oh god. We're not gonna have enough space. Anyway, I'll do the best I can, but we're not gonna have enough space. So you should do this, and then and who. Where's high voltage? Okay. So you should make basically this build, probably still with viral. But I don't have enough space because I formatted this thing wrong. The closest I can do is I can't even do that. Anyway, this, but do viral. Unfortunately, this build is really cramped. It doesn't really have a whole lot of space. Oh no, I'm sorry, I messed it up. Hold on. You still want vigilante armaments. So yeah, do this with viral. Put your colds dual stat mod here. 2 dual stat mods, critical mods, serration, split chamber, hunter munitions, and then either vigilante armaments or argon scope. It's kind of up to you. They're pretty close. Argon scope is better by a little bit because consistent criticals for consistent slash procs, but vigilante armaments is a really, really large gain because you do want that 1 viral status. And it does also increase the number of instances of crits because you're firing more bullets that could crit instead of less bullets that will crit. So there you go. I put the depolarity on myself because I use this build. I use this only with Ash against targets that have no armor. So this build is better because the targets have no armor. They'll just die to the upfront damage. Hunter munitions would be a loss because the targets will easily die without it, and the bleeds won't have time to kick in. Remember, again, you all watched me. Supposedly you're all fans of mine, so you know, I don't make builds for general purposes. I always make everything for specific purposes, unless it's not good for any specific purpose, in which case I'll go general. So all of my weapon builds are for a specific frame or for no one. Or I don't use them, basically. So this is for my Ash. This is my Ash's weapon. I use it with Seeking Shuriken, and I don't use it any other time. So that's why I have a build like that. It doesn't come with a depolarity, so you are safe. Da-da-da-da-da-da. La-da-da-da-da. Mirage Prime. Yeah, Opticore is a better general weapon than the Buzzlock, but with Mirage you can fire triple shots at the same time. Anton, if you are being rude because you are closed-minded, then I'm going to kick you from my chat, because we do not need that here. Why not use an Argon Scope and Bladed Rounds combo for the Soma? Because we don't have space, that's all. Bladed Rounds would be a great mod, but there's no space. Giaz, removing any of these mods is a gigantic loss in damage, even compared to using Bladed Rounds, so we can't, there's no space. It's a good mod, but there isn't room for it. Vigilante Armaments is a lot better. Mostly, I will say, mostly because of the chance to get a viral proc increasing alongside roughly comparable damage. It gives you a lot of consistency. But Bladed Rounds does give you comparable damage, it just falls behind because that getting a higher chance for that 1 viral proc gives you a very large boost in damage. So making that as likely as possible with more bullets and your viral instead of having more crit damage on your subsequent kill targets is good. This build also makes it better against bosses because Argon Scope doesn't need to kill to get the damage bonus, which is why I wouldn't substitute it there. Vigilante Armaments is incredibly good. I mean, again, people think on pistols, people say Lethal Torrent is irreplaceable. Vigilante Armaments is just as good, really. You know, let's look at... Please don't fail me, Sycris Prime build. Yeah, this is about the same. So you can see that this build right here is basically the exact same as the build I just showed. As you can see, we have an element, although in this case we have a bit of status, because this weapon is great status. And then we have 2 crit mods. We have 2 multi-shot mods. Barrel Diffusion is like Split Chamber, and Lethal Torrent is very similar to Vigilante Armaments. And then we have Argon Scope, but it's Hydraulic Crosshairs because it's a pistol, and then Hornet Strike, which is Serration. This is pretty much the same build, and you're not going to tell me that this build would be better off with Sharpened Bullets instead of Lethal Torrent, because we all think Lethal Torrent is a mandatory mod or whatever. Vigilante Armaments is just as good, if not better, made better by the fact that the other multi-shot mod is weaker on rifles, meaning that having 60% multi-shot is better on rifles than it is on pistols. 60% more multi-shot, excuse me. I'm here for the Christmas goodnight kiss that you promised me. I cannot kiss you through the stream. But hi. What do you think about my condition overload Lacera with 2.1 attack speed? That seems too fast. Always remember, Ricardo, that you get the best damage by balancing your types of mods. So if you have more than one attack speed mod, you probably shouldn't. There are times when there could be a reason to, but usually you shouldn't. It's probably really fun to watch, though. The Whip. The Hunter Gladiator sets kind of would assist each other. Do you think it's worth running the entirety of both sets for a melee-focused playstyle? Running all of any of the sets is bad. All of the sets have a mod that is not good. At least 2, let alone 1. But combining the sets could be really cool. You just wouldn't use very many mods of either set. Let's look at all of them. Because I can't seem to find anywhere that goes into it, what's the point of getting over 100% multi-shot? Multi-shot just adds upon itself. There's nothing special about getting to exactly 100%, and you can go over. You just get more of it. So, for example, the Soma Prime build you just saw has 150% multi-shot. That just means you fire 150% more bullets when you pull the trigger. Every time you pull the trigger, you either fire 2 bullets or 3 bullets, and it is a coin flip which one happens. Multi-shot doesn't cap or anything. You just get more of it. It increases like that. Let's look at all the Hunter and Gladiator mods and talk about how you might combine them. That's a cool question. Zandy, how much better is Soma Prime than regular? A lot, but I kind of forget how much, so let me look it up really quick. Incidentally, Charles, you should just wiki questions like that. It has a comparison right on the wiki. The base damage is a little bit higher, 20% higher. The magazine is twice as big. The status chance is meaningfully higher, but not too much. It's not that much better. Normal Soma is actually still pretty good. But you do at least 20% more damage, excuse me. So it's worth getting, Soma Prime. It is an incredibly powerful weapon, so I definitely highly recommend it. Okay, so we're combining Hunter and Gladiator sets to create a monster. Is Blood Rush worth it even if you can't manage to keep the combo multiplier on? Yes, Blood Rush is always worth it if the weapon has good crits. If you have more than 10% crit chance, Blood Rush. Even if you only get to a 1.5 multiplier, it's still insanely good. It is always better than True Steel. True Steel is never better than Blood Rush, ever. You might want to use both. Very rarely, you might want to use both. Because Blood Rush does multiply your crit chance after True Steel, but only on weapons like 30% or more critical chance is what I recall. I'm not sure if that math is totally sound, but around there is the only time you should consider True Steel, and even then I'm pretty sure it's not the best, but it's good. So if you want to try that, that's a consideration. You didn't ask about True Steel. I'm sorry if you don't care about that. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, anyway. So, Hunter and Gladiator. No, Charles, it's fine, don't worry. I'm just explaining, so it's just the teach a man to fish thing. Like, you asked that question, so I know you're gonna want to know, you know. Gladiator's bonus stacks additively with Blood Rush's bonus. They just combine. So, for example, if you have, let's do Gladiator first, because that set is better. Oh wait, wait, it's not Gladiator. Hold on. Wait, why do the Hunter and Gladiator sets have synergy? I'm sorry, I hallucinated and thought you meant Hunter and Vigilante. Gladiator and Hunter have no synergy. Wait, tell me. Maybe they do. Tell me. Explain. Jandrew, tell me. Tell me what you're thinking. I want to know now. Okay. Anyway, I was thinking of looking at Vigilante and Gladiator. I mean, and Hunter. So you would do Vigilante armaments, Hunter munitions. Oh wait, no, there is like no synergy. What in the world? Oh, you got me confused. Okay, I'm sorry. It was dumb of me. Anyway, Jandrew, tell me what you were thinking. Does Blood Rush work with X-Cal's 4? No, it doesn't. Unfortunately, it does not. Are Kogake Prime worth farming? It depends what else you have. I assume you mean, will it be a more powerful option than what you already have? Naruto, are you asking whether it is good objectively, or like whether it will help you? If it's the second one, then tell me what you already have. It is powerful in general. It is not outstanding, but it is far better than average, I would say. And it's fun. Interlags, I'll see you later. With Relentless Combination. Jandrew, but Relentless Combination doesn't have synergy with the Gladiator set either. Relentless Combination with the Hunter set is an interesting idea, although I think I would rather just use a melee weapon that does bleeds. Jandrew, it would be much better to use a melee weapon that innately has the bleeds. A great example would be Gunsen. If you attack with these for just a few seconds, you're going to get tons of bleeds. You don't need Relentless Combination to make them better. It will just be... Oh, wait, Jandrew, do you maybe think that Relentless Combination works on slash procs from Hunter munitions? Because it doesn't. Just so you know, that doesn't work. Don't do that. It doesn't work. For the Relentless Combination, the slash procs have to be from the melee weapon. No, it's okay. Don't worry. It's my fault, too. I got confused. It's fine. So I wouldn't use True Steel on a stat stick weapon. It depends on the stat stick weapon. You're all asking a bunch of general questions, so I wasn't answering specifically. But I believe on Valkyr, you should use True Steel because she has very high innate critical chance on her claws. If you plan to use it as a stat stick weapon. Yeah. Naruto, it's a good weapon. Kogake Prime it's powerful. It's not like insane, but it's very good. What frame would you use for Eidolons, and can you please show me build? Ramsey, I have a video on that. I'd be happy to I assume you're asking for killing them. I'm going to assume you're asking about killing them, not like doing the other roles in the fight. Kill Eidolons real good with that build. I was thinking the higher combo counter goes, the more crit you would get, but yes, I would. Yeah, no, that doesn't work. That's a cool idea though. That would be interesting if that did work. Then you could like shoot enemies with your primary and your melee would power up. That'd be interesting. That would be really overpowered too. Form of that while we're here. How long till Maiming Strike and Argon Scope raise? Well, common sense would tell you it'll be as soon as the Acolytes leave. But I assume you're asking like to a level that would make you want to sell them. And for that I would say you're probably going to wait a couple months. People are really prepared this time, I think. People have been farming really hard, so I would say it will take a while for the price to raise to a point where you should sell them, but they'll start going up as soon as the event ends. Want to see something gross? Look at that. That's nasty. This weapon with like fired quickly instead of like in blobs is gross. It's like Staticore, but just like disgusting. Like not even bad exactly, just like gross. Although it's not all that good. Poor Stug. This is such an interesting weapon. Like, I wish it wasn't kind of bad. It has innate corrosive. This weapon had to try hard to be bad. Like, this weapon put effort into being bad. This doesn't do self-damage, does it? Well, fuck me, it does self-damage. Shit. That makes it even worse, damn. Kogaki Prime has so much status, healing return would do the same. So is that relevant? Well, Ricky L, the thing is, you don't, on the Hyrudo, you don't need the mod slot for healing return, you know? So, yeah, I mean, Ricky, like, it's not bad on Kogaki Prime, but it, like, Hyrudo, the thing Hyrudo gains is it doesn't need a mod slot for that healing. Pretty much all the good melee weapons are good with healing return, so if you want to give them healing, like, you can. You don't need a special weapon for that. If a weapon doesn't have status, it's usually not very good. But the Hyrudo gets that with... Hyrudo indeed does not have any status, but it has that healing, so it ends up being pretty good. Zandy, are you building your Octavia? So I'm forming her out once because I need a little more space for the build I intend, but you don't get to see that yet. This will be a collaboration with Joey Zero because he is a better Octavia player than I am. And Octavia is one of the 3 forbidden Warframes on my channel, which just means I don't have the experience to give you a build totally by myself because it would be wrong because I'm bad at it. And those Warframes are Octavia, Nyx, and Limbo. Octavia, I have Joey Zero. Nyx, I have Gur. And Great Tacos is another Warframe partner, if you don't know. And she is thebomb.com, and she's a Nyx main. And one of my glorious viewers has like an insane amount of Limbos, and he is my source for Limbo stuff. I just do not feel like I'm qualified to give you... You know, like, what I would explain is, like, I have the idea for the build, but I just can't do it. Like, the build I want to show you for Octavia, like, I cannot properly operate that build. But Joey Zero can, so I will be enlisting his help. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. So yes, I'm getting her ready for that. But that won't be for a couple more weeks. She is coming up, but not super soon. You're probably going to get Harrow before Octavia. Harrow is really soon. I've never been happy with my Harrow build, and I have one I really like now. So you'll see a Harrow really soon. How do you feel about teabagging? Pretty spicy. That was a pretty spicy teabag I just got, man. Oh, this weapon is so gross. Aha, Ben Talbot, but there are much more interesting Nyx setups than that. There are much more interesting things you can do with Nyx than that. And Gur and I will tell you all about them once we get soon. Is Skoliak any good without a Riven? If it does not have good critical and/or status, then it's bad. That's not true for every weapon in the game, but it's a very good rule of thumb that you should all think about. Listen, folks, I just want to clarify. Now I see people talking about how Limbo is not that complicated once you get used to them. I know how they work. It's not that I don't... I feel very comfortable with their mechanics. It's just that what I want to do with them, I am honestly just not all that good at doing. I don't misunderstand. They're very easy to understand for me. Even Limbo, who some people seem to think is very complicated, I do not think he is, like, mechanically complicated, but playing him in a way that I want to show you is beyond me, unfortunately. Ron J. Burv, thanks for the follow on Twitch. Welcome to the stream. Why do people suddenly love the Skoliak? Ben, it's because if you get a really good Riven for it, it's like decently comparable to the Atarax, and people like being off meta even if it doesn't accomplish anything. So that is why. And as a factor of that, lots of people are curious why people suddenly like the Skoliak and are interested in the Skoliak, which I think is what our viewer who asked about that is thinking. Why does everyone like the Skoliak? I should ask if the Skoliak is good. I will ask him if the Skoliak is good. You know, that kind of thing. Which makes perfect sense. What's a good Phage build? Phage is really bad. Phage is really interesting, but it's... Ooh. It's not very good. If you want to use the Phage, I will try to come up with something good. But it's pretty bad. I'll do the best I can, though, of course. Ben Talbot, unfortunately, your Mind Freak targets don't do a good job with actually attacking enemies enough. Their target priority is not very good. That ability is better used as hard crowd control. Just to be clear, once again, I not only already do understand all the mechanics of those Warframes, I also know what I want to show you. It's not that I don't have like stuff I want to show. It's just that I'm not that good at playing the playstyle that I want to show you, that I totally understand, that with enough practice I would be able to show you. Anyway, where do you get healing return? Look it up on the wiki. Off the top of my head, I don't know. I'm sorry. You should type in Warframe healing return into Google, and it will tell you. I think it's a drop from an enemy. I know that. I forget from where. Does your client have the HEMA? Yes, we do. I don't know. I didn't know you could backflip out of Limbo's Rift. Yeah, boy. Yeah, you can with style. Swoosh right out of it. You can side flip out of Limbo's Rift. He does his little air dash things. Ooh. Oh no, I mean, Benjamin, you shouldn't feel bad. Are you... Hold on. Benjamin, if you want to use it, you're not going to get far into like the end game, quote unquote. But for the star chart, anything is fine, and you can totally make it work. It's fun. It is a fun weapon, but it is not very powerful in the grand scheme of things. I would not invest Forma or a Catalyst in it, but you can just put your base damage and an element and multi-shot on it, and it will be good. It's just really weird. I recommend firing mostly with the tentacles focused instead of spread out. But the spread out mode can be really good for incredibly low level missions because you'll just kill everything without even looking at it, which is interesting. And there's like one weird gimmick with the Phage that I'm forgetting. I'll see what I can do. Anyway, I'll take a look at the stats after this run. Because I do recall, like, for a little while I was like, I'm going to make the Phage good, which of course I failed to do because it's impossible. But I remember finding out something fun. I don't remember what it was. I'll see what I can do. I have a good Stug Riven if you're interested. I don't like Rivens. I appreciate the offer, but I discourage Rivens. I do not think people should invest in Rivens most of the time, and I generally do not like them. But I really appreciate the offer. You and others have been very generous with me with offering Rivens, which is fascinating to me. And touching, though. I appreciate it. I'm just not a fan of them. I also don't like the Stug. This is mastery fodder for me at this point. It's really not that good. But it's interesting. It's really interesting. It's a really fascinating weapon. Charging the globs is fun. If I could do that real quick. Oh, right, you have to... Yeah. Like, it's not good, but it's fun. Which definitely has value. Swoos. Oh god, someone. Boop, 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 scrolling down. Phage is one of those weapons where when you first fire it, it's like, that's cool, but after a bit, it's like, where's the damage? Exactly. Why doesn't this hurt anything? Can I play with you right now in game if I message you? Yes. I thought no one would ever ask. What's wrong with Atarax's looks? I think it looks cool. It looks kind of like janky, but a white stug, I see you're of culture as well. Exactly. Why don't you like Rivens? Because they're pointless. It's very easy to make weapons kill everything we normally fight in this game without Rivens, so it's a waste of investment. Paying hundreds of platinum to make a weapon that already killed everything in the game kill everything in the game more is bad. That's a waste of resources. And the problem with Rivens is one of the good things about this game, which is that weapons are good based on what they have at base. If a weapon doesn't have any crit chance or status, you can't fix it with a Riven, except for those slide attack Rivens for melee weapons. Which means that if a weapon wasn't already good, Rivens won't fix it, and if it is already good, Rivens will just make it better. Ronji Burf, thanks for the sub on Twitch. I really appreciate it. As I was saying earlier, it helps a lot to get monetary support when I do YouTube streams, because it is a dark zone for me being able to make money by making content. And I know that sounds crappy, but like I have to pay the bills and eat every day. And I like streaming with you all here on YouTube enough that I'm just going to do it anyway, even if I make no money, which I don't. But having people support me on Twitch while I'm doing that is really, really touching. I really appreciate it. Amprex is better than Phage, and with Hunter Munitions is deadly. That's true. Although they're not that similar. I don't think Amprex and Phage are that similar. Phage is really, really friggin' weird. That's a very strange weapon. It's really cool. Like, I wish it would exist. Anyway, so Gun Fu Master, the primary reason I don't like Rivens is because they're mathematically incapable of making truly bad weapons better. The weapons that they can improve are weapons that already have crit and status, or status, which you need one or both of to be good in this game. Almost all of the time, not all the time, but most of the time. And because Rivens multiply qualities the weapons already have, Rivens cannot redeem weapons that have bad crit and or status, and if they can multiply a good crit or status, the weapon didn't need the help in the first place, except in very rare cases. Another reason I don't like Rivens is because dispositions are almost always wrong. For example, the Torrid has maximum disposition, but it is an incredibly powerful weapon. It only has high disposition because people think it's bad, not because it actually is bad, which I think sucks. Why is that the case? I like that benefits people that know that it's good, but like I feel like a cheater when I benefit from that, and I don't really care. I don't need that. Additionally, the Torrid kills everything on its own anyway, so you don't even need the Riven for it that you shouldn't be able to get for it. Anyway, you see where I'm going. I won't. Anyway. Yes, also they have terrible RNG. RNG. Also, people throw out the ones that I would want that mess with the weapon's mechanics. So many reasons. Anyway, that's why. For me personally, they're one of the worst features in this game, overall. Only overall. Graham is actually a good weapon, don't underestimate it. I never said anything bad about the Graham. The Graham is good. The Graham is a great weapon. It's not, like, amazing, but it's perfectly fine. All heavy blades are pretty much good. The Graham is good. I never said anything bad about the Graham. It's great. For Master Rank 2, this weapon is legit. Like, 15% crit chance, 15% status, 100 damage. Fuck yeah. It's got almost neutral attack speed. Booyah. This is a super good weapon. I never said anything bad about the Graham. This is one of the best early game weapons. I never had the joy of seeing that. My Acrid Riven says otherwise. Well, yeah, I mean, I said there are exceptions. There are weapons that are good without crit and or status. But to be fair, the only reason the Acrid is good is because it has guaranteed status procs. It still has status. That's still why it's good. I have an Acrid Riven too. It's jank, but it's fun. Yeah, exactly. So Cat T, I like those Rivens. One of the reasons I hate the Riven system so much is because people misunderstand what you actually need in this game and throw out the utility Rivens that I want, so I can't buy them. And yes, that is me being salty because I can't get the ones I want. Cyber is my favorite baseball bat. Yeah, boy. Dummy John Kibal, hello, what's going on? Just asking what's a good secondary for dual wielding. It depends on what you're dual wielding with. What are you dual wielding with? A lot of secondaries are really good. So it depends what you're dual wielding with. I think you should pick a secondary that complements your dual wielding tool. If you're using Glaive Prime or Serrata, then you should probably bring a secondary that is good in close range, because those weapons specialize in their reach, their ability to like hit targets far away by throwing, and targets at medium range with their combos, which orbit around. I might like a shotgun with that, for more focused damage instead of area or ranged damage. If you're using a... Oh, you can't dual wield with those, but anyway. If you're using a... something like the Halakar or the Kestrel, which would be for crowd control, then it may be nice to bring a weapon that is good at long range, so you can throw the Halakar or the Kestrel to CC any enemy that you cannot kill at long range easily. Maybe bring the Lex Prime, shoot people in the head. If you ever fail to kill something in one hit, just throw the Halakar at it and send it to space. I mean the Kestrel, the Halakar too. That's a recommendation. Cycron, sure. Cycron is a bit weak, but it's fun to use. Anyway. Utility Rivens are insanely cheap. Yeah, because nobody keeps them. Exactly. That's the problem. Sorry, I missed something. Zakti's really good. Old Madurai was better. Totally out of context. That's true. But only because new Madurai is terrible. All they have to do is change the numbers and it'll be good. They just have to make it scale better. Like, the abilities are cool. They're just weak. Oh, by the way, we have to focus farm. Joy. Gonna focus farm if we do more public stuff. Absolutely. I was asking since I got a plus damage and finisher damage on the Orvius. Da-da-da. Yeah, so Gunfu Master again, like, it's not like that's bad. It just, like, like, if you do what you just said, like, the enemy is definitely going to die anyway, even without the Riven. Which makes me feel like, why, you know? How do you feel about Mirage Prime and looks? I think she looks great. I think that her model looks fucking great. Let's look at Mirage Prime. Holy shit. My zit is ready to pop. Let's get that shit off of there. Spoilers if you haven't seen... Wait. Spoilers if you haven't seen this store open. Just a warning. Okay, we're going in. With the high status chance the Cyclone has, it can help the throwing melee weapon destroy armor. There are much better high status weapons. But the Cyclone is not bad at doing that, sure. Vacor, Merlock, and Serrata. Spicy. See? You all can do it if you try. There you go. Good. Up, 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 up. The axe stubba that Ak could. Oh my word, I need that. Ooh, axe stubba. Ooh, axe stubbody. Ooh, baby. Oh, the axe stubba. That's like my new dream weapon now. Oh my god. Except we anyway. Except we're not gonna get that. We need that Sentinel update. Yeah, Dummy John, you talking about the tier list? I'm totally gonna do that soon. My patrons just hit a stretch goal for monthly support, and I said that I was gonna do a giant project to celebrate that. What I'm currently planning is that after this week of doing frameworks every single day for a week, I'm gonna do the end of that contest. We'll, reveal the people that won that contest, and we'll do a new era of fashion content, and then I will begin doing another Sentinel series, another Sentinel tier list thing. We'll do Sentinel updates. I have lots of new Sentinel stuff to share. It's going to be a really good time. Eat it! Oh, saved me. Yeah, boy. Oh, they saw me. I hate myself. Oh, baby. Focus farming is terror. Alright, hold on a sec. I know I'm going to I'm going to miss comments because of focus farming. Let me just scroll down to make sure I get every... 2 million finishers, da-da-da-da-da-da. Boo-boo-boo, Zacti with gas viral and status duration, spicy. Okay, Sentinel update. Ack Angstroms. Oh god, that sounds awesome actually. Ack Angstrom is my jam. That sounds so sweet. That would be so many rockets. That would be so spicy. That would be so good for area control. I want that. That would be sweet. That would fix that weapon. Maybe I'll make you ditch your Carrier Prime. Absolutely I will. There are so many good reasons not to use Carrier Prime. It's a great Sentinel, but in very specific situations only. There are much better choices in most situations. This game gives you a lot of loot. You usually do not need ammo. Oh my god, I'm so excited to make everyone use Carrier less. And then Carrier feels more special. When are the sentient weapons finally coming? Oh god, they really dropped those off, didn't they? Oh my god, I haven't even heard anything about that in like an eon. Dude, that's gonna be so cool when we finally get them, but I haven't heard about those in so long. That's a good question. Chesta Krubro is also Bay. Why aren't I getting convergence orbs? What the hell? Sometimes this happens. I go into missions and I'm like, where are all the fucking convergence orbs? It's probably because it's reset. Alright, let's try this again. Cough up the focus, enemies. Bombard, I hate you with all my heart and soul. Why don't you die to my slide attacks? I know it's because the Keshig is trash. Why is the Keshig so bad? Why couldn't it just be good? I am trash as well for using the Keshig, which is trash. This music is legit. I am not legit. Oh baby, how did that guy not see me? I see a focus orb in here. We're gonna clear this room out, open the door, and then get the focus orb. Oh, which is gonna require some careful circumnavigation. There we go. Nobody in there. Goodo. Spicy. What happened to that guy? No! Why don't they ever die, please? Bombard, why you do this to me? I always forget to finisher them. Where's... Oh, there's an enemy, in here. Not terrible. 20k for first convergence is fine. What happened to Zephyr Deluxe? I don't know. What is this song? It's the I Am Dying song. Oh, you mean the song that was playing on stream? I don't know. Hold on. I can try to find it in a sec. I have my auto DJ going hard. Working harder, hardly working auto DJ. Dead. Oh, baby. Does your shade make your head disappear sometimes? I get this weird bug on console and it drives me nuts. Yeah, that happens to me sometimes too. It's everywhere. I really don't know why that happens and it drives me up a wall, I agree. Zephyr Deluxe is confirmed not happening. Oh god. Really? Ouch. That might be evidence that we're getting Zephyr Prime soon, actually, because it would be like sale overlap. They'd be trying to sell you two things for the same thing at once that you can't use simultaneously. You get the finisher this time, buddy. That's right. Eat it. No! Why? I just did it right. Die for me! Ah! I hate bombards. Okay. We can still save it. We can still get a good amount of focus from this orb. He said, completely failing to do so. Oh, well, honestly, it probably won't be that bad. Yeah, okay, 20 foot. It's not the end of the world. Could have been worse. Still pretty bad, but could have been worse. Why Keshiga not Orthos Prime? Only because I had already used Orthos Prime. Orthos Prime is infinitely superior. I hate people who complain about not getting kills. Well, I mean, I'm complaining about not getting kills solo in a squad. It's dumb to complain about not getting kills if you're, like, in a mission, because it doesn't matter. Like, with other people, I mean. But, like, this is focus farm, so when I don't get kills, it's like... it's because I messed up. I'm criticizing myself for not being a better focus farmer, because I don't like doing this overall, and I want to get it done soon so I can show you all sick focus builds, which will save you time when you want to focus farm. That's a good room. I'm going to come back with the focus orb. Oh god, it's so far away. Oh, this is going to be bad. This is going to be bad. This is not a good situation. Okay, let's try. See what I can do. Bombard. Number 1. Bombard. Number 2. Charlie F, I'm focus farming. Hi. How you doing? Finisher that guy. Get the combo multiplier up. Hopefully we'll be able to kill the bombards. Oh, baby, one of those saw me. Ah, still not bad. Probably still got a good chunk there. Still not bad. Overall, kind of a weak run, though. Mostly mistake. How to get broken war parts. Kill Shadow Stalker. You also get given it at the end of the War Within. Also, Broken War is not that good anymore. Omran, if you saw that in a video and you're excited because you want a good single sword, I highly recommend that you make a Zaw single sword instead because they're really, really good. You could also try getting the Croaker, which is another really, really good single sword. Sandy, can you tell us where you're from and what time it is where you stream now? I live in Burlington, Vermont, in the United States, right near the border to Canada, and it is currently, the local time is 7:10 p.m. With some melee, you get a speed boost by attacking the air. A lot of melee, actually. My best ever focus run was 160k. That's wicked good. That's very, very good. I usually, like, if I'm, like, on my game, I get, like, just below 100k per run. So I usually have to do, like, 2.5 runs. So this will be my second one. First one was below average, so if I get an above average one, I should need one more run. Also, remind me if you remember, and I'll probably remember because I asked you to do this, but I need to swap to get a tiny bit more Vazarin focus as well today. Cleared those out. Let's go prep the room. Yeah, Broken War is still good, but it's like there's not you shouldn't go out of your way to get it. There's much better stuff now. Before it was like the only good single sword, and the single sword stances are really, really good. So it was like that was why you wanted it. 186k, that's nuts. How? I feel like I can't even imagine doing that. Oh, well, hold on. Are you doing this mission? Like, on this mission? Or do you just mean, like, period? Because I've done, you know, crazy sortie multipliers that, you get an insane amount of focus. If you get, like, a Eximus Stronghold defense or something and you bring Mesa, like, it's gross. You get a dumb amount of focus. This was a very weak first convergence. But I didn't mess up. It was just bad spacing, so that's okay. Also, it means good civilization for there to be cluster spawns later in the mission. Peacemate, even as a joke, do not sell things in my chat. Wee. I almost missed that guy. Oh, I almost didn't see that guy. Wee. Oh, Kitty Charm, that would do it. Nice. Hey, Zandy, want a Keshig Riven? No. Oh god, Keshig is so bad. See, this is what I mean. Like, thank you for offering. I'm sorry. I need to be nicer when people offer, because you're being generous. I just don't like Rivens. And I really, really don't like the Keshig. The Keshig is terrible. It's not good. Don't get it. It's one of those weapons with dumb stats that, like, gets enabled by Maiming Strike, but that's dumb, and you shouldn't care. I hate it when that happens. I hate it when this happens. I see a cluster spawn. Oh baby. Give me Ooh. Garbage. Garbage, I woke up the whole mission. Garbage. Okay. How much plat do you think for a girlfriend? You need to sacrifice your firstborn Kubro. That's how much platinum it takes. Okay, God, dear Lord, let's use the Orthos for a sec. Oh wait, no, the Guandao has the wait. Oh, I forget. Hold on. Maybe it is the Orthos. Where's my Orthos? No, that's Madurai. What weapon was I farming Vozarin with? Maybe it was my Warframe. It was my Warframe. Damn. We're gonna have to use something else for like 2 seconds. We're gonna have to do some jank. It's not a problem with it being slow. What other single swords would you recommend other than Zaz or the Croaker? Gunfu, Zaz and the Croaker are vastly more powerful than all other single swords. I would not use a single sword if it was not those things. Gunsen? I'm looking at Gunsen. I would not use single swords other than those. However, the single sword stance Crimson Dervish is incredibly powerful, so I would just say it doesn't matter which one you use if it's not those, because they're vastly inferior. But the Crimson Dervish will carry any single sword because it's an incredibly powerful stance. But Broken War is still good because it has Crimson Dervish. This is not a good weapon, like, objectively. It's the stance that's good. The stance is good. Broken War itself does not have good stats. The damage is not that good for its speed. I think we might try Castle War, actually. Except it's not going to work. I know it's not going to work. I'm not going to do that to myself. I know it won't work. Does this have an Eidolon lens on it? Because otherwise I'll overwrite that. It only has a greater Naramon lens. I'm willing to overwrite that. Let's do... I only need a little Vozarin focus, so I'll do a normal Vozarin lens. Okay, I just need a little bit of focus for my Waybound. Let me check how much. I need 6,000. Damn, I really need, like, none. Is Nikana Prime still good? Yes. The stats are there. Every hit on Crimson is 300% damage. Exactly, it's crazy. It's nuts. It's so good. Vacor Sidon. Vacor Sidon is good. The range is not amazing, Ricardo, but it's not a bad choice. Maybe. I probably should have tried that, actually. Oh, are you gonna make a Corinth video? Probably not. I'm just not personally a fan. It's a good weapon. I'm just not personally a fan. This is not my focus farming build for this weapon, but I don't care because it's way more than good enough. And we'll get it done fast. Haha. Hey, Bombard, guess what I don't care about? You seeing me when I have this weapon. Lovely. I plan on getting Ivara and Mesa eventually, but which should I get first? For gameplay or for ease of getting them? That's what makes the difference, I would say. I'm gonna clear some of these out. I think these spawns are kind of inconveniently placed. These are fine, these are fine. Nikana Prime is good, but I hate all of the Nikana stances. I agree. Personally, I don't like any of them. They're fine, but like, I don't like them. I forgot how insane the range on this thing is, damn. Oh, up. Whoops. Thank you, Shade. Did I just kill the Bombard in one hit too? That's spicy. Oh god, no, please. So many spawns. Give me them. I think we might have just gotten enough. At the risk of getting more than I need, can you check? Yes, we totally have enough. Awesome. Wonderful. Opinion on Akjagera. I was always my favorite, but I got a Riven that makes slash procs murder. Akjagera is ridiculously difficult to get. If you already have it, it's not bad. You go get that weapon. That's been on my, like, save for a rainy day list for a while. It's not all that good, but it's... If you like it, then you should use it. Like, if it gets the job done for you, then go figure. I cannot believe how expensive the Akjagera is to build. Like, what a ridiculously expensive weapon for, like, what it does. But it's alright, though. Where's my Spoiled Strike? That would at least try to make a difference. Spoiled Strike, come to me. Come on. Come on, come here. Little Spoiled Strike, come here. There we go. Ashe will need a buff if they nerf slash. You should read what the slash nerf is. I don't think you know what it is. You should go check it out. That it wouldn't nerf Ashe. If they do it in its current form, which they probably won't, incidentally. But that way it wouldn't affect Ashe. Oh, I mean it would make his passive a little bit less valuable, I suppose, but it wouldn't make his abilities weaker. Because they are pure slash. Wait, now I'm paranoid. They're pure slash, right? Hold on. While this loads, we will check. What's the build on that Equinox? Maximum range. Ericsson, it's common frenzy, a bit of duration, and efficiency, and maximum range. No, Amazines, I missed it. I think I was focus farming while you were explaining. Haha, I got him. Alright, I think after this we are going to get going for the night. But so folks, we have a stream schedule now. Well, at least one I'm going to try to follow. And that schedule is the fall. Oh ho 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 baby, dodge that one by a hair. Ho 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 ho. Hoo 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 hoo. Okay, haha. I almost got it early and wasted like 10 years of that focus bonus. Toxic Rising, hello. Welcome back. I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? How are you? Well, listen, the thing is, if we're talking about the slash changes, let me finish this run and then I'll talk about the slash changes a little bit. Because people are saying stuff that is right if you read the post that they posted. In their current proposed change, it would destroy Hunter Munitions in almost every weapons case. Hunter Munitions would only be good on weapons where they pretty much already procced good slash. That would be the case most of the time. And it is true that there would be weirdness like Ash's Bladestorm doing finisher damage up front, supposedly, and then dealing slash damage. That might be true, that might not, I kind of forget. But if that was true, obviously there would be like a derpy thing where the slash procs are supposed to be finisher damage, but since the initial hit is finisher damage, they don't deal any slash damage. Stuff like that, like they very clearly just didn't think about it when they wrote that post. So I will talk a little bit about what I think about that in a sec. The short version of what I have to say is that I'm sure they would just make an exception for those things. Like they would just make it coded differently, like the old coding, for Ash stuff. And like if they don't want to nerf Hunter Munitions into the ground, which they'll probably just be lazy and do that. But if they didn't want to, they could just revert it back to the old coding, which is what they should do in my opinion. I think they should just scrap all the changes. I don't think it'll make a positive difference. We don't need stacking procs. Impact is okay where it is now. Slash is okay. Puncture is bad, and they just need to make Puncture's proc good. That's the only thing that needs to change. Is there a story behind the name Xandypants? Yes. My name is Xander. Like, my actual name is Alexander, so Xander. And there's a lot of... Oh god, I lost the focus orb because I waited too long. Oh, now I have no energy. Derp. Old style assassinate. Thanks for the energy orb, scrub. That enemy's like, no! I thought I had you. So yeah, that's part of the story. My actual name is Xander. And so when I was in middle school, when I was in elementary school, middle school, etc., I was known for never wearing shorts. I always wore pants. No matter how hot it was, I would always wear pants. I hated pants. I mean shorts when I was younger. I hated for some reason. I have no idea why, but for some reason I did. I hated them. I hated shorts. And on the day of my graduation from middle school, I wore shorts and I was super uncomfortable. And then in high school I did it again. Nobody would ever see me wear shorts. I never wore shorts. And then on the day of graduation, I wore shorts, and it was absurdly hot. So people have always known me as this person who did that, who never wore shorts, who always wore pants. And in college, I made a friend named Emily, and I was her friend for most of college. We were roommates in senior year, and she and I were very, very jovial, like jokey focused in our friendship. Like we would almost always like take cracks at each other. And she called me Xandypants. She started calling me Xandypants after a while. And I was like, I'm totally using that. That's easy to remember and like non-serious sounding, but also is my name and tricks people into getting to know me. I should totally do that. And so I did. That is the story behind Xandypants. That is why is my channel name. It is a combination of things I was called when I was younger, things I was called when I was older, my actual name, and a desire to make corporations say an incredibly silly word very seriously. And boy, that part's worked out. Defiled Snapdragon, nice. Did they nerf Rhino's augments? No. Not that I'm aware. Perhaps, but I don't think so. I have a slash proc, hold on. But yeah, I'll talk about the slash proc, the slash change thing in a sec. Because I think people are not thinking through it that much. I don't blame any of you, but the way the other Warframe partners have covered it, for example, is not. I don't think people are really thinking about it that much. People aren't thinking about what usually happens when DE makes changes like this. People aren't thinking about like feasibly like what will happen if they make the changes they suggested, including DE. I think we all need to have a little foresight when we think about these changes, because it's not going to be as simple as they will nerf Slash and 100 munitions will instantly be useless and Ash's abilities will snap in half like twigs and, you know, etc. I think it will be more complicated than that. There will be a more complicated multi-step process, stuff like that. That was a pretty good one. Nice. 44k. The highlight of this run so far. This day's farming, that is. Not gonna go up there to get the... I guess I will, because it'll wrap around. Delicious. What did you study in college? English. I was an English major specializing in creative writing. I wrote a novella for my final project, and my topic was the reason I wrote the novella, not the topic of the novella, was to explore how to affect the audience of a piece of media without putting something in the piece of media. In other words, like between turns of the page or when the book has been put down, how do you make the story better? What do you do in the story to make the experience of the person change when they are not consuming the story? And that is also something I have been doing with my content. Wait, I didn't see how much I have. 937. Get out. Leave. 10 platinum for Defiled. Hold on. I kind of forget how rare it is. I forget if that is a fair price. Hold on. You can have it for 5. It's not super expensive normally, if you want. Okay, I was known for carrying books on my head in high school. That's interesting. Ugh. Yeah, Akira, at some point I will finish revising that story. I have been working on it for quite a few years now since I graduated. And at some point I will finish revising it and transforming it, and then I will let you all read it. It is fairly long. In book form it would be probably 150 to 200 pages, so long for a novella, not long for a novel or a book. It would be a decent read. I might self-publish it because I have 15,000 people I could market it to. So I might publish it. I might get it printed. I'm in a unique position to do that. And one of the reasons I became a content creator was so I could do like other unrelated stuff, like with my other projects in life, like my writing. It's hard to get a start as a writer. This, unrelated as it seems to becoming a writer, may actually be a productively better way to become a writer than actually trying to get publishers to accept your writing. Instead of trying to get publishers who are sent thousands upon thousands of manuscripts every day to read my work specifically, I'll just publish it myself. That honestly seems easier to me. I was like, I don't want to write because it'll be impossible to get published. It would be easier to just meet 15,000 people myself and get it published myself. And it turns out it actually is much easier to do that. If you want to become a writer, you should become a content creator instead. It will make you a writer much faster. You will have more time to write. You will get experience writing. You'll get experience with the audience. And you will be able to self-publish way more easily than you will by submitting to publishers. Is essentially chance. No matter how good you are, it's essentially a roll of the dice. This is much more reliable. So that's part of why I did it. Sabuchi, hello. Kawaii Cerberus. Oh my god, where? Oh, my Kawaii Cerberus. Show us the fashion frame on that Equinox. Okay, sure. Somebody mentioned the thing you can do with Banshee. I personally haven't got that down. I tried that and it went terribly. I have a friend who's doing really well with that way with his sci-fi and horror. I know exactly. Like it's better. Like definitely do this instead. Like the answer to so many things in our generation is like like do it yourself. Like screw the system is bad and broken. Like just ignore it and do it yourself. You'll get it done way faster. Like we have a crappy society right now where working together with people is a really shitty thing to get things done because all the systems that are in place are like ill-suited for the current market. And you can only compete if you do something different. That's just my opinion, but it's correct. Anyway, it's also easier to get a channel going than to get a book popular by so much. Oh my god, by so much. Oh my god, it is so much easier to get a channel popular than it's not easy to get a channel popular, but it's a lot easier than getting published. Someone says, hi, stupid question, do you stand while playing? Yes, I have a standing desk. I do not have a seat. I will show you my lack of a seat. As you can see, I have before me, well, that's Anna's chair over there, but I have no seat. I do, recalibrating. I do have a stool, but if I sit on that stool, it looks like this. Hey guys, this is totally an adequate seat. So yeah, I don't sit when I use my computer. Yeah, modern publishing houses are just not adequate. Anyway, okay, Equinox fashion. Insomnia skin, Oberon Noble. Secondary is this sort of washed out white from Orkin. Primary is this wine color that you all know I like from Storm. Storm is a really awesome palette that you should totally get. Smoke color is another classic, solid black. Accents is this blood, sort of coagulated blood red. Energy color is this nice blue from Classic. Here's what it looks like in day form. It is designed for both day and night form. And here's what it looks like in night form. I like the day form one a lot, even though I think day form is worse overall than night form. One day I will design a build that does both. Oh, and the attachments are Rivelite, Katir Foros, and then the Pakal Sayandana with the same colors. Slightly moved around in some cases, but mostly the same colors. I'm rebuilding my home office and picked up an electronic standing desk. Awesome. Right on. That's great. See, oh no, Sandy now knows the secret. No, it's not a secret. It's like the worst kept secret. Like literally, if you ever do anything by yourself, like if you ever start your own business or self-publish in this society, like you just instantly, like it's very hard, but like it's so much easier. Like it's not that it's easier, it's that you have control over it. Like it's not random. It just removes the stupid randomness of our society. If you do a good job, then you succeed. And if you don't, then you don't. Whereas normal work, you essentially work hard to get your degree and then you dice roll whether you get a job. I didn't even try. I just said, I am going to make my own business instead. I don't care if anybody gives me a job. I'm not even going to ask. I know it's slower, so I'm just not going to do it. Depending on your field, that's not going to work, but for me, there you go. How much can you play before getting tired? Would you recommend standing gameplay and why? Because, so Vajzeno and Raghuti saying it's unhealthy. It is very healthy. It's very good for you. Sitting down for this long is very bad for you. And standing for this long is not good for you if you've been standing up at other times in the day, but as long as you don't stand up any more than when you're doing this, it's quite good for you to be standing up for, you know, like 2 or 3 hours, maybe not non-stop without moving, but I can totally move, you know. I'm not doing heavy lifting or anything. I'm having fun. I get to talk to people. I have some water. It's a lot better for you than sitting down. It increases blood flow. It keeps your spine stretched out. There have been studies that say it increases your balance of testosterone, which is very healthy for your decision making in certain senses, and will allow you to communicate better. Do not think about the simple interpretation that testosterone is manliness hormone. That's very oversimplified. It is a hormone that helps our brains operate in certain ways, and standing with your shoulders spread is proven to increase your mediation of testosterone, which is very good for you. It will make you better at playing things. It will make you better at communicating. It will make you healthier. As long as you sit for most of the rest of your day, you will be more comfortable. It is a good tool for balancing the amount of sitting and standing that you do throughout your day. Most of the time, people in our current society are asked to sit for too long instead of standing for too long, unless you have a manual labor job. If you're a student, you sit for way too long. If you have a desk job, you sit for way too long. If you drive any meaningful amount, you sit for way too long. Most people's recreation is currently like Netflix or whatever. That will make you sit for way too long. Standing while you game, or if you're me, while you work, is a great way to counteract that. Especially if you work in your own schedule like I do, because I can take a break whenever I want. I can go to the bathroom every hour to pee out all the water I'm drinking, because drinking lots of water is healthy for you. I can, sit down and watch an episode of friggin' anime, if I get tired of working after an hour and a half, and then come back, and then I'm rested, I'm not tired, I'm not achy, whatever. Anyway, that's why I recommend that. Do that. Oh baby, let's see how close we are to new focus stuff. Was there anything else people were asking for, by the way? We're gonna stop. Evo, see you later. Thanks for being here for a little bit. We're gonna stop for the night in a few, because I have to get frameworks ready for the rest of the week. But thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little bit, and I hope that I was able to help with some questions. I'm gonna need so much pool. This pool costs are gonna kill me. So, for those following along, what we're doing here is I have gone all in on getting Zeneric beefed up, because it is the best focus school. It also is one of the focus schools with 2 good waybound passives, so to save focus, I'm doing Zeneric. From Naramon, we took Mind Sprint. Mind Step is okay, but it doesn't make that big a difference, so I skipped it. This is also a good school, incidentally, if you're interested. Power Spike is really good. Affinity Spike is a good alternative focus farm, but you spend a lot in energy pads, which I don't think is good. All these Moderai traits don't scale well, although it is cool that you get some crowd control. But both these waybounds are good. So because nothing else is really that good, but these waybounds are good, I took them. I think this one is more important than this one. You usually don't fire for this long. Music is too loud. I don't think the music is too loud. I'm looking at the level right now. I'll turn it off if you want, though. We're almost gone. This one is good too. Unairu. This is good with the thing in Zeneric that makes your Void Blast slow enemies. But otherwise, Unairu is still underwhelming. Unairu Wisp is actually pretty good. And Stone Skin can make you really tanky now that it's a flat value. If you have Mage's Husk, which is a expensive but good arcane. But I don't really care about having my operator be tanky, because if they die, you don't get penalized. Both Vazarin's focus unbounds, waybounds are good, but the rest of it feels underwhelming to me. Cool, but underwhelming. So same thing as with Moderai. And then Zeneric, we have this. This makes Energizing Dash cost more, so no. I just don't care that much about channeling, but this is fine. These both make Void Mode cost more, so no. You want to be in Void Mode for a long time. You want to dash lots of times. Temporal Blast is great. I've heard Voltaic Blast can proc electricity, so that's good. And I will totally be getting that. In fact, can I get that right now? I can get that right now. Hey! Spicy. Okay. Oh, ha 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 ha. Of course we can unlock it. I just can't equip it. Anyway, so my final build is going to be all of these things maxed out and all these other nodes turned off. Of course, you know, eventually I'll max this, but... and then these 4 waybounds for this tree, and also... Oh, I just got an achievement. And also this one. And that will pretty much be my final, you know, then I can get the other waybounds, but it's no rush. And that will be the build. And then everything as a focus, everything as a use. Void mode is just for itself. Void mode is good on its own. Dash gives you energizing dash and goes really far because of mind sprint, and you have a lot of energy for it because of void flow. Void blast will hit a very large area and provide a powerful slow now, which makes it actually useful. Void blast doesn't really do much without that, but with temporal blast and the Unairu waybound that makes the radius bigger, it ends up being a decent slow. And that's it. That's what we're working towards. So at the moment, my Equinox has a Unairu Eidolon lens, and my weapon has an Unairu Zeneric lens. Zeneric Eidolon lens. So we're going to be spending all that Zeneric focus in all these, you know, to max out these gigantic nodes, to max out this, to max out this, to max out this, to max out this. And the Unairu is just to max out this as fast as we can, and then we're going to spend it on pool. And then I'll use, you know, I'll switch to another weapon with an Eidolon lens to farm pool up. I think I have an Eidolon lens on my Orthos or my Guandao. I forget which one. Maybe both. So I'll just switch to that and farm pool. I'm going to need like another 30 pool, I think, which is going to be incredibly expensive. So anyway, let me go back up. How to farm a lot of focus, like what is the build? You should use the stealth multiplier. If you're going to do it solo, which I think is what you should do because it'll get it done consistently, because you can do it whenever you want in like 10 to 15 minutes. Just bring a slide attack weapon. Dear Lord, do not use the Keshig. Use like Guandao, use Orthos Prime, you know, use whatever, but don't use Keshig. You know, use a build something like this. Use Prime Reach, use Maiming Strike, use Spoiled Strike, use Pressure Point, use Organ Shatter, use Corrosive, and then use Blood Rush for the most damage to assassinate the dudes. And then if you're going to use Equinox, use this max range build with some duration and Common Frenzy to spread the effect to nearby enemies. You don't need survivability mods. Enemy radar is nice as long as you're using Zeneric. If you're not, obviously you should use Energy Siphon. Enemy radar is nice to have because it lets you plan out how you're going to kill the enemies to get the most focus better. Grab a Sentinel. I highly recommend Prisma Shade. Make sure it has Animal Instinct. Make sure it has Ghost. This will totally save you sometimes. And run the crap out of Adaro on Sedna, which is an Exterminate with high-level Grineer enemies, and kill everything. That is how you should do it. Inner might because I hate my life. Yeah, well, go figure. Yeah, that's true. Like, Sabuchi, it's extra damage, you know? Zany has reached his green screen goal. Oh, baby, did I? Oh, baby spicy. Let's take a look. Real men use Savage Silence Banshee. It's cool, but I'm just not that good at it. It's not better if you're not good at it. I just got 2 patrons. Akira, thanks for becoming a $25 patron. Ron J. Burv, thanks for becoming a $5 patron. Damn. Yeah, we blew right past the donation goal. That's awesome. Okay, when you see me next, I will totally not have it ready yet. But I will acquire the green screen glove so I can show you stuff through my face if I'm blocking it. Yeah. So we'll do outro stuff for a little while. I'll answer any questions people still have lingering. You're getting a framework every day for the next week, and then we're getting the end of that Hydroid contest, which you should totally check out. There will be a poll at some point in the near future. And if you answer the poll, I would really appreciate that. I asked a little while ago, and a ton of you answered, which I thank you for, about whether you wanted more content, less content, how do you feel about the amount of content I'm putting out? And a good 20 or so % people said they wanted more. A lot of them commented saying they were okay with how much was here, but that they would like more if I could. And I totally can. I'm going to do a poll asking you what you think about the way that I think I can give you more content pretty easily, pretty comfortably. But occasionally I will do lots of content all at once, like right now. For the next week, you're going to get a framework every day. Somebody just asked about Oberon fashion, and Jory, I am doing an Oberon framework in 2 days. For your edification, I will let you know that the first 2 are Chroma tomorrow and Oberon on Thursday. You're getting Chroma tomorrow, Oberon on Thursday, then you're getting 2 more tanks on Friday and Saturday, then you're getting a wildcard one on Sunday, then you're getting 2 offensive buffers on Sunday and Monday. So again, that's going to be 4 tanks, starting with Chroma and then Oberon, and then 2 you don't know. Then there's going to be a totally unrelated one. I usually do related ones, unrelated one, related ones, unrelated one. And then there'll be 2 offensive buffers. You may have gotten some hints from what you saw on the stream today, but I think it would be relatively difficult to know. And no, Octavia is not one of them. I wouldn't do that. That would ruin the surprise. So yes. Can you show me the build again to take a photo of it? Sure, if you want. But this will be a stream archive, so you can just watch it after the fact too. I wouldn't replace Fleeting Expertise with Rush or Sprint Drift or whatever, Speed Drift, because you really, really, really don't want to not be able to spam out your sleep, and making it cost way less is totally good. But having extra duration is nice, I guess. It doesn't usually matter. I would really use Fleeting Expertise. If you were gonna put in like sprint speed or something, I would definitely like put Fleeting Expertise to 5 and then remove Streamline instead. That's definitely better. It's very nice to have it not cost so much. That's just me. You never showed the handcuffs. Again, they're not handcuffs. It's like a hand decoration thing. I don't know how to put it on. I'll have Anna show it to you the next time we stream. It's cool looking though. It's like a body harness, but like for your hand. It's cool looking. Maybe I'll have her tweet a picture of it. I don't understand how to Oberon. I just could not figure out his abilities. I got you. Although, to be fair, his abilities are like false complexity because they're like not. They're deceptively good bad. They're not amazing. They're very medium. Anyway. Yes, so I hope that you will enjoy the framework on him. Again, we're doing Chroma and then Oberon. I think you're really going to like them. I have a lot of frameworks that I really wanted to do, which is part of why I'm bursting them all out like this. I know you're all enjoying the series, and I want to get you more of it as soon as I can, and I have time, so we're going to do it. So I'm excited to show you all that. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me sign off on my my droid, my high droid. Check those out. Ring my bell so you don't miss them, please. The really sad thing about YouTube doing the bell thing in the first place is that I know there are more of you than watch the videos that want to watch the videos, and I know it's just because YouTube won't fucking tell you when there are the videos. So ring the fucking bell. Like, unless you're the kind of person, like, I just check all the channels I want to watch on my own, so it's really not a big deal. Like, okay, obviously don't ring the bell, but ring the bell. Do it. Do it. It's just below the stream. Ring it, please. You'll save me. You'll make me so much money by making the videos do better, and then I can make more videos because I can stop doing freelance writing work and just make videos. Do it. Do it for justice. Do it for financial stability. Do it. Anyway, I won't keep telling you to do it. Oberon first. No. There's a very important reason we're not doing Oberon first. We need to do Chroma first. I can't do Oberon first. I wanted to, but I can't. There's a formatting reason that Chroma has to be first. Well, not necessarily Chroma, but not Oberon. Oberon can't be first. I might do one of the other two first. I'll probably do Chroma because he's ready. The other two, I still have a few things I want to decide. Anyway, okay. Yes. Yeah, Oberon doesn't do anything like godlike, but he is very tanky if you build him a way that you will see. He is very difficult to kill under certain circumstances. Oh my god, you all rang the bell. Oh my god, press F in chat to pay respects. Press F to pay to non-bell ringers. In case people would like to watch more Warframe content, if you want to keep watching a Warframe streamer, I am done. But on my Twitch channel, I am hosting Koiji, who is another Warframe partner. He's very nice. He's a lot of fun. He's a total nerd. You should totally tell him I sent you if you go watch him, and you should totally consider going to watch him. He is here if you wanna keep watching Warframe content. I can't host things because I am on YouTube, but there you go. I recommend Koiji. Go forth. I will stop streaming now. To avoid ruining the surprise, Omron, I'm not going to answer that, but you'll be happy. I think you'll be happy. Trust me. I thought very, very, very long and hard about what order they should be in. I promise I will get you the ones that people have been asking for the most as soon as I can. And if you're not getting the one you want right away, trust me, I will get through the series as soon as I can. I want to have it all done. I want to be able to see that full playlist full of exactly one build for each Warframe. Do you know how good that's going to feel for me? Because then anytime someone's like, what's your build for blank? I'll be like, bam, video, bam, video, bam, video. Like every single Warframe, it'll feel so good. Thank you for following me on Twitch. Oh my god, you're all following me on Twitch. Go follow me on Twitch. Go follow me on Twitch. I'll meet you there. Bam. Okay, goodbye. I'll see you all on Thursday on Twitch.